A long, long time ago, we were back in Chapter 1, Season 1. Today at UC Baseball Stadium, two squads come together to drop onto the field and battle for a victory royale. Today on FORTNITE Day at the ballpark, the Cincinnati Bearcats take on the Arizona State Sun Devils. First game of a 3-game series here from Clifton. Aidan Riggs, Justin Dedrick, Anesti Toscidis making his baseball debut. Guys, we got a great game on hand. These two squads coming together, they did play on no-fill, playing in squads. What are we expecting tonight?
I'm expecting two teams who, obviously, they know what's at stake. You want the victory crown, right? So you got to go all out. You got to make sure you have your best loadouts out there. You got to have good comms. I mean, that's what it's all about. So I'm expecting these two squads to really go out there and show a bunch of heart. You want to get that win.
I mean, sometimes I think to myself, like, I should have bought that battle pass in Season 2.
Do you have deep thoughts about that times? Did it keep you up at night?
Yeah.
Yeah, deep words there.
Yeah, that was truly deep. He's a man of a few words, as you could tell on that one. But tonight, Big 12 baseball, Arizona State making their first trip to Cincinnati as a Big 12 team. Big matchup on hand. Here are your two squads for tonight. First for the Arizona State Sun Devils. They come into the game overall 22-11, 8-4 in Big 12 play. First, starting at second base is Kyle Walker. In left field, number 51, Landon Harrison. At third base, it's number 6, Contreras. At first base, number 18, Tobias. The designated hitter, number 27, Compton. The shortstop, second base, Matt King. Batting 7th, the center fielder, number 24, Isaiah Jackson. Batting 8th, the right fielder, number 11, Kian Vu. Batting 9th, the catcher, number 9, Brody Briggs. And starting on the mound for them is Ben Jacobs. Anything to say?
Who's the party leader?
I believe the party leader would be Kyle Walker leading off for them.
I mean, not a lot of defaults. They definitely spent their time in the shop, right? They made sure they had skins, they had back blings, right? I mean, you're not going to go into a Big 12 game without some drip. I mean,
Now, what kind of pickaxes are they using?
That'd be an interesting question.
yeah.
Do we have any Louisville Sluggers out there? Any Easton Makos was the big one back when I played, you know?
Back in your day?
Back in my day.
Back in your day?
In
Yeah,
your
I mean-
season?
What season? That would have been Season 2.
Season 2?
We're about to start Season 1 here. The opening inning, Season 1.
Yes.
We'll take you through the seasons as we go along. But Cincinnati coming to this game at 19-12 overall, 6-6 in Big 12 play. Bearcats are led off by Carrington Cross. Batting second, Donovan Ford, the center fielder. Batting third, the right fielder, Landon Dedrick. Batting fourth, the catcher, Jack Natilli. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Christian Mitchell. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Kyle Sepsic. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Lawden Brooks. Batting eighth, the first baseman, Tommy O'Connor. Batting ninth, the shortstop, Charlie Niehaus. And on the mound for the Bearcats, Nathan Taylor.
Oh, it's a solid team. The Bearcats, they've been playing well. They've been getting a lot of wins, right, racking up those victory crowns. Especially they play better in their own map here at UC Baseball Stadium as well. When they have to go into other maps, they're not typically as good. But at home here in UC Baseball Stadium, they're normally getting the win. They're competing. They're normally at least finishing top 3 teams. So
I think when you down someone, you can't let them get rezzed. So you just gotta go in strong. You gotta melt them, box them if you will, and you gotta finish them.
No, Anesti, you've had many victory royales in your day as we see the Bearcats dropping into the field on the big board. Where do you suspect the Bearcats to land tonight?
If it was up to me, I always go to Loot Lake, to the tower, just so I can get a view of the opponents. You know, you gotta know, you gotta think like them if you want to beat them.
This is as deep as I've heard him speak.
Yeah, he really-
like he's become philosophical as we've gotten here.
He's become Fortnite.
Philosophical, totally a real word that I just made up there.
I mean, it's the only way you can describe him right now.
It really is.
I mean, peak stoicism right there on his face, staring off into the Risky Reels board. I mean,
This is
he's locked in.
I'm channeling my inner Jonesy, my inner Peely,
your inner ninja,
Tyler Fortnite Ninja Blevins, shout out.
Fortnite Hall of Famer.
Dude, he's massive.
Bearcats fans, get out of your seats and
Bearcats drop out of the battle bus, as you see on your screen as well, located in between Sparky and the Bearcat. A big one today when it comes to Big 12 standings. Bearcats trying to carry a little bit of momentum they gathered in Texas Tech. Good series. They dropped the last one late in the game on Sunday, the doubleheader.
I mean, that's just tough. When you're getting caught between the Storm and another team, you're eventually going to drop one. But, I mean, they have a chance to – they spawn back in, right? You have a chance to bounce back in today's game, so.
You know, we're battling through a lot today. The Storm kind of closed in on us pretty early, and we got third-partied. We weren't expecting that. We're now in a new location for our drop.
You know, you always got to take into account a warm-up game. Sometimes you drop the victory crown in that game, but what's important, you pick another one up, and you get the win.
Anesti, you've said this quote many times to me before, but you always need to remember that everyone always gets sent back to the lobby.
Even the winner.
Even the winner.
Yeah.
Everyone always ends up back in the lobby. Deep words from Anesti Toscidis.
My grandmother told me that on her deathbed. She died of Parkinson's in 2017.
I don't know what that has to do with Fortnite, but thank you.
Yeah, she told me that.
Decent crowd on hand. We've moved to a new spot. Instead of behind home plate as we usually are, we're now located down the first baseline right in front where Tommy O'Connor's setting up, right outside the student section as well. Chill night, Cincinnati, Ohio. High 40s at first pitch. Expected to get better as the week goes on. We're in about our 4th or 5th winter this month, seems.
It's been a lot of back and forth. You have those couple days of 70, maybe you get some nice 60s with sunny. Then it'll go back to rain, clouds, wind, maybe snow if you're lucky. You know, then you have these kind of cold, chilly, windy days like we have right now.
Feels like Season 7.
Does feel like Season 7. We will get to Season 7 later in this one.
We will be at Season 7 in a little bit.
The play about to start. Nathan Taylor on the mound for the Bearcats. Picks up his gray pistol, start off this game. Stepping into the box for Arizona State will be Kyle Walker, the second baseman, number 7, comes into the game batting .353 on the season. We got 7 doubles, 13 RBIs, first pitch on. Goes just across the plate. 0-1 count from Taylor.
I mean, Taylor's got to make sure, early in these counts, you want to make sure you have enough mats so you don't run out later, so you can pick up strikes early on so he's not running out of gas. You want to be able to build those walls, protect yourself later on. Give himself a little bit of a cushion.
Second pitch low and away. What was your go-to mat? You guys wood people? Were you one of those people that go with metal off the bat?
I am a wood guy.
I would use wood.
Metal's a little too slow for me.
1-1 fouled towards the UC dugout. They'll make it a 1-2 count.
Now, I'm not a builder by trade. More of a runner, if you will.
Did you ever hide in bushes?
Oh, of course. You got it. It's part of the game.
Swing and a miss on the 1-2 is in the dirt. The throw down from the Tilly to O'Connor gets him. One down at the end, an opening strikeout for Nathan Taylor sends him back to the lobby.
I mean, a quick elimination, you're always feeling good after you get someone right off the drop. So we'll see if Taylor can pick it up and maybe have a 10 elim game would be really nice.
Taylor's a tall right-hander, 3.02 ERA. He's now matched up with number 51, Landon Hairston, the freshman from Queen Creek, Arizona. First pitch to him. Outside part of the plate for a strike. Hairston comes in today batting .349 on the season, OPS of .854. 2 doubles, 21 walks. 0-1 just outside, count goes 1-1.
I mean, the freshman just got added to Arizona State in the last patch, but he's making sure to have his presence known. I mean, like you said, .349, really good start to his young career.
1-1 outside, 2-1 count. You know, in a new era of college sports, the transfer portal almost resembling Rifts. You can change places really fast, drop into a new location.
Rotate.
1-0's grounded to Tommy O'Connor at first base. Taylor runs over, tags it. 2 down in the inning. Quick 2 eliminations for Nathan Taylor in this one.
Now this is where you don't let them get the res off.
But it's true. You've knocked 2. You're in trios, no fill, right? You just want to make sure that you let the other one go.
Did you say?
Or
knock
it's squads,
2?
no fill. Hold on, my bad.
Knock 2?
What?
Contreras steps in. Junior from Illinois. Big swing and a miss on that first pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. 0-1 count from Nathan Taylor. Wind blowing in from the left field wall. Strong gust. 0-1, big swing and a miss that high fastball. Taylor's got him guessing early. 0-2 hole for Contreras. Does he elect to stick with the AR? Does he go with the pump shotgun?
I think when you have him in a vulnerable spot, you go with the shotgun.
Breaking ball misses low. Might have been attack SMG. One, two. Grounded towards third baseman. That's Karen Cross running up, makes the throw across. Dropped by Tommy O'Connor at first base. He's going to reach on what could be ruled an error.
Unfortunate. Just seems like a misinput.
As you put it, the misinput from Tommy O'Connor at first base allows Contreras to reach with 2 down in the inning. Runner on first. Jacob Tobias will step in for the Sun Devils. Senior from Bakersfield, California. So far this season, he's batting .331. The check back, not in time. Always got to peek behind you when you're running from the storm.
Don't want to get third party.
Taylor sets on the mound. Long look in at Tobias. He's going to check back at first once again, not in time as well. No, he's trying to peek him. Yeah, hard scoping him, trying to get him peeking. Look at that, we're on the same page with this one. Many victory royales in our duo-ship, you know?
Yes, yes, legendary tales.
When we had Justin as a trio, don't know if we got quite as many.
No, there was definitely a drop-off in efficiency.
Hey, you always wonder if you're putting the blame on someone else. Is it them or is it you? You know, sometimes you just got to hit your shots.
1-1 is fouled away. It makes count go 1-2. So the count will be 1-1. Taylor sets on the mound. Long look in. Checks back at first. Not in time once again. Still hard scoping him.
He's got to wait for the right moment from the peak just long enough to get it over his wall.
Taylor, a strong loadout. Fastball. A couple breaking balls. Seen both used early. The 1-1. Just across the lower part of the zone. 1-2 count. Tobias didn't love the call. The infield's rotation. Slightly to the right. Cross plane. Almost shortstop rather than third. The 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. No good. Makes count go 2-2.
Yeah, they really don't expect Tobias to go to the other side of the map. They're really far on that right side.
Could say Karen Cross playing almost Salty Springs area, middle of the field. 2-2 is fouled. Back, we'll do it again.
What house did you guys go to for Salty Springs?
Modern.
Modern?
I like tree.
I always went blue.
I like the tree right in the middle.
That's a respectable spot.
Blue was always pretty crowded.
Blue was crowded.
Contreras runs. The 2-2 throw is wild into the outfield. Contreras is going to reach second. Count's going to go full with 2 down.
Just missed his rocket and it went into center field. Good thing Ford was there to block it.
Klinger throw wasn't quite accurate.
No. And that's why you don't spam. You hold down on R2 to see the projectile path.
3-2 pitch. Fastball just low outside of the zone. That's going to put 2 on with 2 out. Arizona State working closely with the zone. It's the default dance plays.
Classic.
Truly a classic, especially for season 1, which we're in.
I mean,
wonder if they'll progress as we go.
We will be.
Yeah,
We'll tell you that.
For sure.
Brandon Compton steps into the box, the redshirt sophomore from Buckeye, Arizona, playing in the Buckeye State today. Kicks the first pitch to him is high. Taylor lost a little bit of his control here recently. You wonder if he's got some stick drift. I got him with that one. Nathan Taylor, the 1-0. Ground ball right into the Arizona State dugout. That is an interesting foul ball, being able to pull at that Fast. Cranking 90s pretty quickly, if you ask me.
He probably has Builder Pro on.
The 1-1 to Compton. Taylor sets the mound. Long look back at Contreras at second. The pitch just outside. 2-1 count to him. Hear the ambiance of the stadium in your background. That's fouled off. We'll do 1-2 once again. We were discussing pregame. We're in the area now to catch a stray, a foul ball.
We could potentially get one. The net's kind of angling down. It would have to pop up over. There's potential.
Crazy snipe.
It would be a crazy snipe. The 1-2. Outside, 2-2 count to him. That 3-2.
I don't know if he needs to change his settings up a little bit, but he's just not finding the zone.
Trying to think of so many references to Fortnite that I'm losing track of the count. 3-2 full count, 2 outs.
Might have too high of a sensitivity on. I normally play at a low sensitivity.
Runners on first and second, they go. Grounded out towards the right side, gets past Tommy O'Connor. 1 run's going to score. The throw-in from right goes to second. RBI single for Compton, and the Sun Devils lead 1-0 early. Sun Devils get a quick one on the board, get their first total elimination of the game. Taylor gonna have to work himself out of this jam. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Matt King will step up.
He's soloing a team without his squad right now. He needs to get out of it.
King, the senior from Texas. Check back at Compton at first, not in time.
He's too worried about the third party. Focus on the team in front of you.
Gotta wonder if he doesn't try and steal his loot here. Second base open. The pitch from Taylor's, that's outside. Nathan Taylor having a little bit of trouble with his command, as I mentioned earlier. Gotta wonder if stick drift really is in play. Or is his sensitivity too high? What's going on here?
It could be a multitude.
Could be a
of things.
lag.
Could be a lag issue. That's hit towards the center fielder. That's going to get down, score another. Donovan Ford's going to come up to it, and the Sun Devils lead 2-0. Early offense from the Sun Devils, all with 2 outs. The Bearcats find themselves in a hole.
The center fielder, number 24.
It's Anarchy E. Akers out there.
I was more of a Fatal Fields guy myself.
I was a fatal guy.
Anarchy was later replaced, but we'll get to that later. Taylor kicks the first pitch to Jackson. Check swing, he went. 0-1 hole. Sun Devils up early. 2-0 over the Bearcats. Big game in the Big 12. First trip out east. Cincinnati for the Sun Devils. That's grounded, foul. 0-2 count to Jackson coming up. It's batting .291 in the season. OPS of 888. You gotta wonder what his KD is.
You'd like to see Taylor elim him now and not give their team another chance.
Taylor kicks the 0-2. Breaking ball outside. 1-2 count to Jackson. Jackson back in the box. Long look back at Compton at second from Taylor. He kicks the 1-2. Grounded towards the right side. That's going to get through. Potential for another run to come in. Rounding third is Compton. No throw even at home. Goes to second. Arizona State leads 3-0 early in this one. 3 RBI singles all come with 2 outs. Nathan Taylor can't escape the jam.
There's always excuses for your warm-up game, but you can't afford to have that bad of a warm-up game.
I think it's best if he meds up. At least get 50 shield. And maybe take another crack at it.
Mound visit time now for the Bearcats.
They box themselves up. They're just facing too much pressure.
Meeting at the cozy campfire.
Yeah. It's a good way to heal.
So, season 1. We're in it right now. We got a little bit of a break. Favorite item from that season? Pretty basic season. What was favorite item?
Item from season 1. I think For me, and this is a boring answer, I'm going to go with the classic bandage because shields weren't prevalent back in Season 1. You needed some way to heal yourself, and bandages you got a lot of them back in the first season.
Anesti?
You know, this isn't as much an item as it is a concept. But I'm more of a conceptual guy. The double pump.
Ooh. I'm going to go with one that was only in the game for around 30 minutes. Zapatron.
Oh, YouTube legend.
YouTube legend, Zapatron.
Clickbait
Vu's
legend.
going to hit that up the middle. It's going to get down at Donovan Ford, bringing another run. Another 2-out single for the Sun Devils. They lead 4-0.
Squad wipe.
Cincinnati having trouble. So he just did the bandage emote. He knows what day it is.
I mean, his team started with 2 outs, and then they met it up and put 4 runs on the board, so he knows what's up.
Now, Aidan, I know you're a bit of a Bearcat history buff. The mascot of the Bearcat, is that a reference to Meowscles?
That's a good question. You know, I did do a project on the history of the Bearcat. I do not know, though, if Meowsicles is connected. Briggs batting out of the 9-hole for Arizona State. Steps in with 2 on, 2 out. Said that a lot this inning. 4 straight 2-out singles for the Sun Devils, all scoring a run. Taylor kicks. The 0-1 misses outside. Count goes 1-1 with 2 down in the inning.
Taylor's just not finding it right now. You have to wonder if the devs are maybe planning the next update and going to vault Taylor soon.
Taylor sits on the mound. Long look back at Jackson. The pitch, that's in the dirt. Natilli has to come out. Taylor having a lot of trouble finding the zone. Taylor kicks. 2-1 high and away. 3-1 count. Hitters count on the way to Briggs.
He's just spraying and praying. Can't do that. Got to aim down sight.
Got to control your shots. Briggs this year is batting .280 with 2 outs. The 3-1 misses low. A walk will load the bases with 2 out. Top of the lineup with Kyle Walker due up for Arizona State.
Fortunately for Taylor, we're in the era of the game where you couldn't add scopes using gold, so he just needs to use the crosshairs in the middle of his screen, aim for that plate, and hope he can find it.
We talked about this pregame before we got on the air, but we're now at an angle where we can see the bullpen for the Bearcats. We still do not see anyone up and moving. Check swing from Walker on the first pitch. He went. 0-1 count to him. Walker struck out his first time up, and Taylor got his first elim. Redshirt junior from Harvey, Louisiana. 0-1 pitch sent towards the shortstop. Niehaus makes a play on it, and that'll retire the side. Arizona State, a lot of damage with 2 outs in that first inning. We'll head to the back half of Season 1 here shortly on Bearcat Sports Radio. Sun Devils put up 4 in the first inning. A lot of damage done to the Bearcats, but they will come up to bat in the bottom half of Season 1. Ben Jacobs, number 22, on the mound for the Sun Devils. 4.97 ERA, a whip of 1.34. Justin, the Sun Devils put a lot of damage on Nathan Taylor in that first inning.
Yeah, and it was a lot of short plays, a lot of singles, just getting the bases loaded, being patient at the plate. Taylor needed time to get his settings right, and Arizona State knew that and took advantage and put up 4. So the Bearcats are going to need to play the patient game as well, make Ben Jacobs work, and maybe get some of their own runs up on the board. Got a good guy up to start. It's Carrington Cross.
Carrington Cross, the squad leader for this Bearcats squad. Set to lead it off for the Cats. Corners pushed in a little bit. First pitch outside. 1-0. Cross, the redshirt senior from Brownsburg, Indiana. Batting .429 on the season overall. He's batting over .550 at home this year. OPS of .1269. Jacobs kicks. The 1-0 is sent high towards the center fielder. Getting underneath it. And it's caught by Jackson, 1 down in the inning. A lot of hang time on that one.
Like
coming down for the battle balls. Or like the supply drop. There you go. That was a good one. So 1 down in the inning. Donovan Ford, the center fielder, took the rift to go earlier this year and transferred into Cincinnati from Newberry College, Division II. He's been .258 this year, been one of the surprises for this Bearcat squad. OPS of .815, the first pitch to him. That's in the zone for a strike, a 1 count. Jacobs, the lefty. Good repertoire. Good loadout that we've seen so far. Strong fastball, gets across the zone. That was a little low. Notice this umpire has a late strike call so far. Might have a little lag, if you will.
Yeah, it's just one of those shots where you don't think it hits, but when you watch the replay, it's way off, but you still got Elam.
0-2 missed high, 1-2 count to him. Jacobs kicks the pitch, sent hard down the left field line. It's going to be foul, though. Good contact made by Ford.
It's just off the map.
Coming close. No Arizona State in that first inning. Using a burst. They get a lot of shots in at one time. No, I always enjoyed the burst. Burst AR, I think, was underrated.
I was never much of a burst
Famas
guy.
was really good. The 1-2 to Ford. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2 count.
I like to aim my single shots with the normal AR.
I thought you were like exclusively hunting rifle.
If I could get one. Can't always find them every game. Got to get lucky with your chests and your loot. Some seasons they weren't even in the game.
It's around this time in Season 1 where Season 2 was announced. The 2-2 fouled in the dugout. Count will stay at 2-2.
It looks like the devs have started planning an update over in the bullpen. Patch notes will be released soon.
Good. I'd like to see an update of the item shop.
Item shop was in fact just introduced in Season 1. You may remember Winegate Wada. Ford fouls off the 2-2.
Now, to anyone listening, please don't buy the Renegade Raider skin, just out of respect for the
out of
OGs.
respect. People paid $1,500 for that skin.
Yes.
Jacobs, long look in, 2-2 to Ford. Staying alive. Spiked in the dirt. Count will go full.
And I like that Ford staying patient. He's making Jacobs use up all his ammo before he gets his shot in.
Gotta wonder how many mats he has left.
He's going to have to reload soon.
Jacobs, the 3-2 to Ford. Watches it go by high, and he'll reach base with a walk. First base runner of the game for the Bearcats is Donovan Ford. That'll bring up Landon Viderick.
I mean, waited for the reload, took the impulse over to first. That's a good start.
Landon Viderick, batting .309 on the year, batting out of the 3-hole tonight. On base percentage of .443. He's batting .323 with runners on base. Any special moves, Anesti, you're expecting from Viderick here?
I hope he plays aggro. Some people, they just like to edge it around the storm. But, you know, I hope he goes for it.
First pitch to him, miss low. 1-0 count. Jacobs, the lefty. Interesting See if he tries a pick off at Ford. He does not on this one. 1-0 is fouled, up and away. 1-1 count. Sound effects are back. They haven't been here all year. No helicopter anymore, but we're getting the shot hit sound effect tonight.
I mean, maybe we'll get planes in Season 7.
Hard hit by Dedrick into the gap in left field. That's going to get down for a single. 2 on for the Bearcats with 1 down. Landon Dedrick, the single into right field.
The catcher, number 7.
That's a good play by Dedrick. I mean, if you can get into one early, you start doing some damage on Jacobs. I'm not sure if he has a big loadout yet. It's still early in the match, so he might not have a ton of meds.
And sometimes if you have a nade launcher, you just got to go for it. Just got to launch it.
So runners on first and second, and 1 down for the Bearcats, Jack Natilli. The catcher steps in the box for the Cats, watches the first pitch go by for a strike. Natilli on the year is batting .330, on base percentage at .926. He's been .326 with runners in scoring position. Ford's the runner on second, Dedrick's the runner on first. Jacobs pitched about 14 pitches so far. As Justin mentioned, he's got to reload soon. Long look back at Ford at second. Kicks the pitch. Deliver. That's in for a strike. 0-2 count now to Natilli.
I mean, the Bearcats last half inning, they saw their own teammate in Taylor hard scoping back to first. You wonder if they're trying to make Jacobs do that same thing.
Decent lead for Ford on second. The 0-2 sent down the right field line. That's going to go out foul. Just off the map. Out of play. Might hit the build limit. .02 count to Natilli. Natilli, the sophomore, transferred in. Since that one up the middle, it's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to bring in at least 1 for the Bearcats. It's bobbled by the center fielder, Jackson. He's going to fire it towards home. They put on the stop sign at Dedrick at third. 1-run score, an RBI double for Natilli.
Now, that's great. You know, you're getting rushed, getting pushed. Turn it around. Got to kill.
Meowsicles joining in the party here now in the section in front of us.
I see him emoting.
He is emoting. So runners on second and third for the Bearcats. They still trail 4-1 to Arizona State. Christian Mitchell playing left field tonight will step in. He's batting .250 on the year. He's batting .310 with runners and squares. Squares the bunt, puts it down the first baseline. It is a beautiful bunt, and that's going to bring one in. Christian Mitchell with a beautiful piece of Bishel ball and brings in the run.
I mean, that was gorgeous. That was never in any chance of going foul. Mitchell had it right on. Sometimes you don't always need the 200 pump right away. You can just chip away and do a little damage at a time.
I like how he you know, kind of set a distraction, like the shiny gold, you know, put a gold scar underneath the trap.
So still 2 on with 1 out for the Bearcats. They now trail by 2 to Arizona State. Cal Sefcik will step in, the sophomore from Illinois. Check back over at first at Mitchell, not in time. With runners on the corners, it's almost like you can pinch. No attack from both sides.
Oh, I'm familiar with the terminology. Thank you.
The first pitch to Sefcik misses low. 1-0 count.
I mean, this is a FORTNITE Pro we're on with right now, Aiden. A lot of victory royales, a lot of matches played.
Anesti, you mentioned you wish you bought the Battle Pass in Season 2. Another check back over at Mitchell at first, not in time.
Now, what's the rarest item in your guys' inventory, in your locker?
Rarest?
Yes. If I might so inquire.
I'd say the original PlayStation pack.
Interesting.
Ooh. I also have that. I'd say just probably anything.
1-0 is fouled towards the Bearcat dugout. It's going to hit off of, almost looked like it hit coach in there, but it's going to get down for a foul ball.
Probably anything from the Season 3 Battle Pass. I started playing at the tail end of Season 2, so I didn't buy the Season 2 Battle Pass either. But Season 3.
Now, this isn't me personally, but I have a friend who had the skin where you needed to buy a Samsung Galaxy.
I remember
The
that, the
Galaxy
Galaxy
skin?
skin, yeah.
Remember the Ninja skin for a while
Ah.
at one point.
Now, was Ninja your...
Foul ball goes right over our heads. We got to keep staying on our toes here today, but
your player of choice, your gamer of choice?
personally was a Tim the Tatman guy.
Okay.
I watched a lot of Dr. Lupo back in the day.
Yeah.
Big fan of Laser Beam as well.
I
Yeah,
did watch some Laser.
I did watch Laser Beam.
I found myself on Tifu's videos a lot.
I was never much of a Tifu guy.
I just respected the skill.
I respect that. And the no money spent from him, too.
Sent straight up. See if it gets out of play. The first baseman, Tobias, moves over on it. He catches it in foul territory. 2 down in the inning. So Sefcik fouls out. 2 down, runners on the corners. Loudon Brooks will step in now with 2 down. Meowsicles holding up a sign that says Chicken Jockey.
I understand that reference as someone who saw the Minecraft.
So many references being made tonight. Crowd continues to pile in on a cold night here in Cincinnati. The first pitch to Brooks goes over for a strike. 0-1 count to him.
I mean, it is a little cold. They could really use some flint and steel to light a fire.
All right, guys, hold on. This is the FORTNITE game. Let's hold on here.
Yeah, I do think Meowsicles is a little confused with where he's at. This Chicken Jockey hasn't been added.
Sent hard towards the left fielder by Brooks, but he's going to get underneath it. That was Harrison. That's going to retire the side and end the season. After Season 1, the Arizona State Sun Devils lead the Bearcats 4-2 here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Season 2 begins shortly with the Battle Pass. Trailed the Sun Devils 4-2 after one season. No, Season 2 was a historic season. The first Battle Pass. What's your favorite skin from that Battle Pass?
I mean, it's hard to not choose the Black Knight, right?
I also, Black Knight's the first thing that comes to...
Tonight kind of matched the energy from the Black Knight as well. I mean, the red accents on there as well. Does look nice.
Bunt is squared up by Harrison, the left fielder. It goes foul, though. Landon Harrison, freshman from Arizona, grounded out his first time. Ooh, the worm emote. It's a great one. Tried to square up to bunt, missed it. 0-2 count to him. The floss.
Oh.
The floss is an iconic
I forgot
one.
that was
Revolutionary.
Season 2. Wow.
Sparkle specialist, forgotten skin. 0-2, breaking him all in the dirt. No good, 1-2 count to him. The AC/DC harvesting tool. Saw that a lot used by some people. The Black Knight, the iconic,
Yep.
the truly iconic Black Knight. Harrison's in a 1-2 hole. Taylor deals just low. The breaking ball, 2-2 count. Now Season 2 Brought in some new locations.
Most famously, Tilted Towers.
Famously Tilted Towers.
Grounded.
Grounded to the right side, making a play on that one. Brooks bobbled it for a second, throws it to O'Connor, retires him. 1 elim for Taylor.
Did you guys ever play Save the World?
I did not.
I did a little bit just to XP grind.
I never.
You would be an XP grinder guy, wouldn't you?
I was behind on the battle pass, and I had vacation. So I needed to get the XP in.
Contreras steps in. He's 1 for 1 on the day. 0 for 1 on the day. Rather has rolled an E5. So you remember he grounded to cross. It was bobbled by Tommy O'Connor. 0-2 hole to him. Watch 2 strikes go by him. Taylor trying to get his form back. Fouled off. Stayed an 0-2 hole.
I'm assuming that's got to be like a 2-1 contract.
Taylor kicks the 1-2. That's 0-2. That's no good. Now the count goes 1-2.
And we saw Taylor get off to a strong start back in Season 1, but just kind of fell off. He got power curved a little bit. We'll see if he can bring it back.
Swing and a miss on that breaking ball. The throw down from Natilli to O'Connor. Retires Contreras. 2 elims in the Season 2 for Taylor. It's time up. 36 RBIs on the season. Infield rotates towards the right. Bunched up on the right side. Niehaus plays even with the bag at second. First pitch misses high. 1-0 count. You guys have a favorite item added in Season 2?
I think, out of pure practicalities, minis are they changed minis.
That is the correct answer, in
And
my
also,
opinion.
was Boogie Bomb Chapter 2?
I don't
Boogie
remember
Bomb
what
Chapter
was
3.
specifically added in 2.
Line towards the middle. Niehaus moves left to right. Great grab on that one. That's going to retire the side. The full squad elim from Nathan Taylor. And we'll head to the bottom half of Season 2. Arizona State leading 4-2 over Cincinnati here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Gritty competition currently going on for V-Bucks on the Jumbotron. Now we got Take the L happening. Season 3 emote.
That's good. That's
A lot of cheers for that one.
Looking like Griezmann out there.
It's time to vote. First, let's make some noise
Antoine
for
Griezmann?
Tanner.
Took me a second.
That might have been too niche a
All right,
reference.
now let's make some noise for Logan.
Competing for a $19 Fortnite card.
Looks like our winner is
Take the L. It's going to take the win over the Gritty.
He's going to go home and buy a skin. I mean,
So I got to ask, since he's won a $19 Fortnite card, how would you guys acquire your V-Bucks? Would you ever buy a $19 Fortnite card?
I
No,
would.
I earned my V-Bucks fair and square through the free part of the Battle Pass until I had enough saved up.
To then
Or I
buy
would-
the Battle Pass?
beg my rich friends to gift me skins.
O'Connor gets plunked on the first pitch. Takes it off the head, throws his bat over.
He got sniped, but luckily he had a bush on.
He did get headshot.
Yeah.
The bush takes it away. He sprints down, uses all of his stamina down the first baseline. 1 on for the Bearcats to start off this inning.
The shortstop, number 19, Charlie Niehaus.
Charlie Niehaus made the sliding grab to end the inning. Niehaus, the redshirt freshman, local kid from Westchester, Ohio. He's played the shortstop role a lot for the Bearcats this year. Squared up to bunt, pulled it back, watched the ball go by and make it 1-0.
And he's been good. I mean, hitting 282, 791 OPS. He's been a really solid player. Patient at the plate as well. Walked 14 times.
Long look in from Jacobs. Breaking balls low. 2-0 count to him. O'Connor, runner on first. See if he uses his impulse nades to advance to second. Jacobs kicks. The 2-0, that misses outside. 3-0 count to Charlie Niehaus. Bearcats trying to dig their way, or build their way out of this 2-0 hole. Long look from Jacobs, the pitch. Just inside, 4-pitch walk to Niehaus. Free bases.
Pitcher exploded himself.
Clingered himself, if you would.
You gotta, gotta be careful where you're aiming that rocket.
Carrington Cross, top of the lineup, due up for the Bearcats. 2 on, nobody out. Cross, the star of this Bearcats squad. Named captain, squad leader. Ready's up for the team. Steps in, he's 0 for 1 on the day. He flew out to the center fielder. Gathered the supply drop. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1 count.
I mean, as party leader, I mean, the rest of your team kind of depends on you. You need to go out there and make plays, and that'll just kind of inspire the rest of your squad follow in suit. So we'll see if Cross here can get something going.
Jacobs looks back at O'Connor on second. The pitch, it's low. Cross shaking his head as it went by him, 1-1 count. 81-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Thrown like a nade. Long look back at O'Connor at second. The pitch to Cross, that's high. That's no good, 2-1.
What was your guys' favorite, kind of grenade in Fortnite?
Boogie.
I was a big clinger guy.
I was always a smoke grenade guy.
C4.
C4 is underrated.
Underrated. Especially with the shopping cart.
Yeah, at the shopping cart, C4 method.
Big swing and a miss from Cross on that one. Find himself 2-2 hole to number 2. Not really 2-2 hole, even count. Jacobs trying to find his way out of this build fight. Fouled back. 2-2 once again.
Sorry, the eerie silence just fell upon.
On the tag. But 1 down in the inning. Cross 0 for 2 to start out this game. It's going to bring up Donovan Ford to try and knock him in.
Yeah, not the best start for the party leader. When you need your number 2, the first person you invite to join your squad, they really pick you up.
Donovan Ford. Walked his first time up. Case of a bunt. Breaking ball goes just along the outside corner for a strike. Jacobs. Long look back at O'Connor at second. High kick on that one. Swing and a foul from Ford. 0-2 count.
Chicken jockey.
You know, season 2 was it was a quiet time map. You know, there wasn't too much going on.
It was definitely more primitive.
It was. shades of other games. It wasn't really Fortnite at that moment.
A lot of the unnamed locations that people started to love weren't in the game yet. A lot of open space.
Was there an unnamed location, though, in that time that you enjoyed? Any houses or anything?
I believe the house on the mountain near Salty was in at the time.
Should have been.
And so that is where I would tend to go if I wasn't dropping in a named location.
Foul ball from Ford. Count will stay at 1 and 2. You know, when I think of unnamed locations, I always think of the 2 houses up by Tomato Town.
Ooh.
There was 2 sets of houses that were the exact same, right next to each other. I always think of those. We'll get into other unnamed locations that I enjoyed. Sent high in the air to left field by Ford. Backtracking on that is Hairston. Gonna get underneath it on the track. It's caught. The throw into third. So Connor does not tag. 2 flyouts for the Bearcats with 2 runners on, and now there's 2 down. Landon Viderick. Step in for the second time. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Bumped his batting average up. There's KD up to 315. Yeah, Sickles once again by us. Right behind, over your left shoulder, Anesti. Viderick batting from the left side, squares to bunt, pulls back. Ball low. Viderick with 2 outs on the year is batting .300 overall. Yeah, Sickles has a squad rolling with him. He played Phil.
I wonder if they have mics.
The 1-0. Breaking ball misses low from Jacobs. 2-0 count. Meow Sickles trying to get the crowd into the game.
Trying to emote.
He is emoting.
A synced emote.
They do have a synced emote. The 2-0. Misses high. 3-0 count to Landon Viderick.
Now, I don't know if you guys heard, there's a new type of synced emote being added to the game currently that was released alongside the Sabrina Carpenter's game, which I know Justin is trying to get in possession of.
I will pass on the Sabrina Carpenter skin.
It's okay. This is a safe space.
All right, buddy.
Viderick watched the 3-0 go past him to make it a 3-1 count. Jacobs sets the pitch. That one's gonna miss the zone. A little confusion from Viderick. He's gonna reach on a walk. Bases loaded with 2 outs for Jack Natilli. Full shield, full health for Natilli. As many mats as he needs.
Maxed out.
Maxed out mats for this build fight.
I mean, these are these scenarios that you dream of, right? You're 2 outs right at the end of the game. Storm's closing in. All your other teammates, they're on the bases, but they're down. You know, they're supporting you in the mics. But this is your time to get the last elim, get Jacobs out of the inning, get some runs, and get a win up for your team.
You know, just looking at this formation out here, seeing the bases loaded, all I can think is Dicko Dop Dom Day, Dicko Dop Dom Day.
Not much else I can say after that one. Mound visit for Arizona State. Walks off the field. Natilli makes his way towards the box. Natilli doubled for an RBI his first time up. If he can put it in play, good chance. He'll bring in at least 1, if not 2. Runner on third is O'Connor. At second, it's Niehaus. At first, it's Viderick. Jacobs back on the mound. He's pitched 46 pitches already in this one. An eventful game so far. First pitch, cross the zone for a strike. 0-1 count to Natilli.
It is a high pitch count for just the second inning. He might be asking his teammates if they have any extra ammo they can spare.
Does he have any mini ammo?
Are you the guys that would split, or would you say you have no ammo but have max out ammo?
It depends how well I'm doing.
That's valid.
Depends how much I have, really, just in general. I'm giving you all my rockets.
I would give people any ammo that wasn't heavy ammo. If you asked for heavy ammo, it was I have none.
Jacobs sets in the mound. I'm remembering that for the future. Kicks. The 1-0. Or the 1-1 misses low. 2-1 count. Gonna have to remember that Justin does not want to share his heavy ammo.
Listen, there's a one type of gun in Fortnite I'm good with, and it requires
I guess
heavy
you should
ammo.
clip that.
Should clip that. That's hit towards the left fielder. Harrison's gonna get underneath it and retires Natili. The full squad elim late from Jacobs to escape the jam. Arizona State's gonna head to season 3, leading 4-2 over the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Back on the map here at UC Baseball Stadium as Taylor takes the mound. Bearcats trailing 4-2 after Arizona State put up some damage back in season 1. Very uneventful season 2, no runs put up on the board. Season 3, a lot got added this season. It was very eventful.
Yeah, season 3, the first thing that comes to my mind is Flush Factory. Was
First thing
added.
that comes to mind is keep your eyes out on the sky. Something might be coming down.
You know, the riffs appeared late.
Meteor.
Meteor season as well. Watch out. Taylor gets the first one. I didn't see the call, I'm not going to lie. Strike, okay. I wasn't looking.
Too focused on thinking about season 3.
Season 3 is a special place in my heart. That's when I started. I was really when I started playing every day.
You know, season 3 was when I began on mobile.
Ooh, you started
I
on
started
mobile.
on mobile until late season 3 when I got on a PlayStation. First time I got many mobile wins. I was known as the mobile god at school.
Ooh, what a name.
I would play with my friends that were on Xbox before there was
The mobile.
cross-platform.
Anyone ever call you the mobile messiah?
No. Should have been called that at one point.
I like that name. 1-2 count for Compton. Evens it up high from Taylor.
You know, when I go back to my mobile days, the one clip I remember all the time was when I was in playground and had a revolver.
Oh, playground.
Had a revolver, and a guy tried to
Revolver.
peek on me. I didn't let it stand.
That one fouled back in the net. Keep it 2-2 for Compton. Hitting .315. Singled and drove in a run his first time up back in season 1.
So, on the topic of season 3 skins, I think Rust Lord, is that the name? Or
Rustlord was season 3.
that was just
Or
a-
that was, it was
season 3.
it called Rustlord?
Yes, I
it
believe.
was Rust.
Or Rust something. I use that skin a lot still currently. I believe that's a skin I actually have selected at the moment in my lobby.
You know,
3-2, Compton hits that one. Center field, Ford's going to range over and make the play. First elim down for Taylor.
you know, when we take a look at the battle pass, of course you had the astronaut
The astronaut, yeah.
started off.
A good one.
Dark Voyager. there
Dark
as
Voyager
well.
will be later in the 70s, I believe.
Rustlord,
Rust Lord.
23. Take the L.
Take the L.
Iconic emote.
The first battle pass I ever had here. This is nostalgic.
Had the female astronaut as well in the 55 range.
Matt King up, hitting almost 400 at 398. Fouled the first one back for an 0-1 count. Best mates, tier 63, just like I said. And in the 70s, Dark Voyager. This is a very good battle pass. King whiffs at the 0-1. He's in an 0-2 hole.
Elite Agent as well.
Now, was this the season the Raven was added?
I believe
and
in the shop, yes.
John Wick.
John Wick.
You'll never replicate.
That one in the dirt. They'll say he went around on the check. Not ideal for King. Just didn't keep a hold of his pickaxe.
You know, he rotated a little bit too far. So, you know, you got to be careful when you
Fall
rotate
damage.
sometimes. He did take some fall damage, but you got to be careful when you rotate. Sometimes you rotate right into a team. You get double teams. He had the double team of both Nathan Taylor and the home plate umpire.
And that's why you turn on
Got the most-
visual sound effects.
Exactly.
I don't play with visuals on.
Really?
I've
It
never
shows.
played with visuals on.
Wow. That was wow.
You're really disrespecting my Fortnite skills today. I'd love to have a match. No build match. I don't build. You're a sweat.
Brain rot box fights. Come on, let's go.
I said no build.
Linganguli.
Isaiah Jackson 1 for 1 on the day in an 0-2 hole quickly. RBI single back in season 1 off of Taylor. Since then, they've given some buffs to Taylor's damage. Accuracy a little bit as well. He's found the plate. The 0-2 whiffed on. Jackson sent back to the lobby. Taylor with a good outing in season 3. He's for sure to get some nerfs in the next one. He's too powerful now. That'll take us to a short break here in season 3. On the second half of the inning will be Bearcats up to bat. Gliding back down for the bottom half of season 3. Jacobs back on the mound for the Arizona State Sun Devils. Gave up 2 back in season 1. Another goose egg up for season 2. Bearcats looking to do some damage, trailing by 2 runs. Mitchell's going to step up first. Jacobs pitch count at 49. Not sure how much longer he has left in the game. Mitchell singled back in season 1, got a run in for the Bearcats. Good outing by Taylor in the top half of season 3. Limited Arizona State.
Me and Anesti were talking in the break about some of our favorite items. We just came across the Portafort. It's in fact added in season 3, along with the Klinger brought up earlier.
First one for Jacobs in there for a strike. Mitchell looked at it.
Now, is C4 also in here?
C4 is in the loot pool for season 3,
Remote explosives, yeah.
along with the smoke grenades.
Smoke grenade's one of my favorites. 0-1 count for Jacobs. Mitchell takes a hack at it, fouls it back into the netting.
Light machine gun added as well
Oh,
in this season.
Forgot about the LMG.
I did mess with the MLG. Or, well,
The MLG, wow.
Yeah.
I was
MLG.
I was an,
Did you ever hit a triple?
major league gamer. Huh?
Oh, baby, a triple.
Get
yes.
the camera.
I was more of a kazoo kid, kind of, if you remember that.
I do remember that.
Jacobs in the dirt. 1-2 count for Mitchell. Trying to get a little bit of damage done. Jacobs pitch count up over 53. Now Mitchell gets a piece of that one. Right center underneath it is Jackson to make the play. Was hit hard, but just kind of hung up there in the air. He couldn't get his glider down.
Yeah, he might have got some shots up on that supply drop when it was coming down to bring it down a little bit faster than they would have wanted. Makes the play. He's got some extra loot to work with now.
Up next is Cal Sefcik, 320 on the year. 0 for 1 on the day. Jacobs delivers the first one, and that'll be a ball.
You know, Justin, I don't know how we can forget that the most iconic item in Fortnite history was added in Season 3. The Loot Llama
A loot
made its
llama.
debut on March 14th, 2018. And
I remember we used to do games and just only look for the llamas, and we wouldn't even play the game.
Ness, do you have any fun llama stories? You seem like you would.
Well, when I first heard of the llama, I did not believe in its existence.
Really?
I thought my friend Colin was pulling my leg in 7th grade science. I mean, an item with max like ammo and builds, outrageous. But you know, and I saw it with my own eyes. And do you guys remember the gnomes?
I do remember
I
the
do.
gnomes.
Now, I have a bit of a gnome story that I can share at the break.
1-2 count for Sefcik. Ripped one fouled on the third base line the previous pitch. Takes that one, evens up the count at 2s.
Nesta, you got a gnome story?
Yeah, do you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was once playing, I believe Season 3, with one of my friends and one of my cousins, both of which had the Battle Pass, which you needed to see the gnomes.
Sefcik fanned out.
Continue.
I did not have the Battle Pass. I could not see the gnomes. But my friends were saying, oh, hey, the gnome's here, the gnome is here. And I was like, where's the gnome? And I thought I was bugging out that I couldn't see this gnome. So my cousin and I were texting back and forth, sending pictures. At the time, I had a flip phone. So it was pretty much getting the quality of looking at a potato through the images. Anyway, we were on Middle Island at Loot Lake, and I was trying to find that gnome, and so was my cousin, while my friend decided to get to Circle. My cousin and I both died to Storm as we waited to try to find that
All
gnome.
trying to find the gnome.
Screaming at each other, where is the gnome? Where is it?
Man, what a story.
But when OG came back, I actually got the
found
Battle
him?
Pass, and I was able to find the gnome.
Redeemed himself.
And it all comes full circle. He found his way into the zone. 2-0 count for Brooks up. Sefcik struck out. Brooks gets a piece of one in the left field. That'll be a base hit. First runner aboard for the Bearcats in the bottom half of Season 3.
No, there wasn't quite enough bullet drop on that one for the third baseman to get underneath it. Atreides tried to jump up for it, but you know, if he would have been using maybe a bolt action, he might have been able to get that. But you know, AR didn't have much bullet drop.
I think
so
it was still hit scan back in Season 3.
it would have been.
So yeah, just didn't have any drop. Tommy O'Connor was hit by a snipe earlier in the game. He had his bush on though, so it didn't do any damage. Got on base. Jacobs hard scoping back to first. Brooks made it back in time. Now he'll step in, deliver the shot. O'Connor watches it hit the ground in front of him. 1-0 count.
You got to wonder if Jacobs, after that last Brooks at bat, might have got nerfed a little bit. His command hasn't quite been the same. Kind of spraying it again like we saw earlier. See if he can buff himself again or what happens.
Bigger crosshairs, doesn't have the accuracy anymore. O'Connor fouls that one back into the street, off the map and into the water.
You know, Justin, if you were going to compare Tommy O'Connor to an item, what would you compare him to?
I would say, I think he is kind of like a grenade launcher because when it worked, it was golden. But a lot of times you just wouldn't hit your shots with it. When O'Connor gets a piece of the ball, it's going to fly.
No, I was going to compare him to an RPG.
RPG,
No.
kind of along that same.
So sometimes with an RPG too, you need to hit that. You need to take a first one. He loves to take those first few pitches. You got to send one in as just a warning shot, and then the second one does the damage when they're not expecting it. So
1-1 for O'Connor. See if he can rocket ride and get his teammate in. Jacobs still hard scoping back at first.
Do you guys ever have a favorite sniping spot?
Like in general, or
Season 3.
Not particularly.
Clock Tower on top of Tilted was always nice for those early games.
I always loved the hill on top of Tilted, where that singular shack was.
Yeah.
That looked down onto Tilted.
Right between Shifty and Tilted
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yep.
Now, I did like Sniper Tower at Loot Lake, but
That was a good.
that's more of just as a landing spot. I think the
1-2.
introduction.
Brooks goes and he'll make it no throw.
Great slide cancel there from Brooks too, going into second. Able to get right back on his feet.
moving
High.
faster than a go-kart.
Really was. Looked like he had a hoverboard. We'll get into that later, though, into around Season 7. But O'Connor almost took one high and tight again.
That was not an easy.
Deuces are wild now.
2-2 for O'Connor. Brooks now in scoring position. Jacobs trying to hit some shots. Delivers that one high. Missed again. He's going to have to reload, and it's a full count.
Really starting to worry about this nerf he might have took in between batters, you know. He might have took his command down a little bit too much.
I mean,
Accuracy.
sometimes the devs, you just need to make changes and see how it goes over in the game. Jacob so far is feeling the patch notes. O'Connor swings and misses in the dirt. Go to first, step on it, and that will retire the Bearcats. That's the end of Season 3. Cincinnati back in the lobby. No runs put up.
What's that in the sky? Do you guys see that in the sky?
It's getting closer.
It's coming down. We'll see after the break.
Central Campbell Patriots.
Everybody watch out. A meteor just hit Dusty Depot. There's a crater in the map now as we start Season 4.
A divot.
I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, I could not hear what you said.
Yeah, I have no idea what you said. Too locked into the Orange Justice.
Justin, what's it like to have a dance in the game?
Vu up to bat, 0-1 count. Taylor got his first one in for a strike.
Hey,
Ooh.
Justin, I don't think you
Chops
heard
the first one.
Aidan, so I'm going to repeat the question.
Foul down the first base line.
What's it like to have an emote in the game?
0-2 hold now for Ken Vu. Taylor out off the plate, 1-2 count. Steps in, that one ripped in the right field for a base knock. Vu starting Season 4 off strong.
Exactly the start you wanted to Season 4, getting a quick Quick base hit.
I vividly remember my first game of Season 4.
You know,
Rocks? Do you remember the Rocks?
the Rocks.
The Rocks. I have a very vivid memory of my first game of Season 4. I dropped into the crater, the newly added crater. I was actually wearing that skin right there.
No, I remember the day that Season 4 debuted, in fact.
I had about 7 quick elims, and then I didn't play for like the rest of Season 4.
I remember being in school in the 7th grade and breaking the news to my friends that Dusty Depot was hit.
You've seen those guys at the table.
No, I was
Yeah.
the first guy, because we couldn't have our phones out at school.
Oh.
So right after, I was the first one to check and see that
We could have
they
our
hit it.
phones before class started, so we would all look through the battle pass.
So, did you have the Battle Pass?
Season 4 was my first battle pass.
Okay.
I had the Battle
And you had
Pass.
the
I know
Battle
where
Pass.
this is going.
I did not finish the battle
So-
pass in 4, though.
The first skin you get is the Battle Hawk. So you had the Battle Hawk.
Turn 2.
2 aboard, no outs for Taylor in Season 4.
You know, Niehaus just kind of bobbled his loot there. He was trying to turn and rearrange his items, but he dropped one.
Couldn't
you know
decide on
that,
his
that
inventory
pain when
slots.
you're trying to move your AR to the front spot, you accidentally press drop. That's what happened there, you know.
So just to clarify, Aidan, you had the Battle Hawk, and Justin, you had the Battle Hawk too.
Oh, 1 count for Kyle Walker.
Take that as a yes. No, I think Justin.
I did have the skin.
Justin.
You had what?
I did have the skin, yeah.
What skin?
The Battle Hawk.
You had it too.
I did not have the Battle Hawk too, unfortunately.
No, there were some iconic skins though in this battle pass. The one that I used to rock a lot was actually the squad leader. I believe was in this one, but
The spray paint.
you know you
was
see the
that-
spray paint. I
yeah.
believe this might have been Zoe as well.
Zoe is definitely in this one,
Zoe.
as is Omega.
Yeah. That time, Niehaus at short turns to Brooks at second, but the throw to O'Connor is off the mark. Can't turn 2. They do get 1.
Now, if I recall correctly, this
There was also one of my favorite skins, the Visitor, that you had to earn. The Visitor was iconic.
I remember the suspense, the visitor.
You might also think about how this was the first event that we ever had. The Rocket came later this season.
Oh yes.
So we have a review.
A little bit of a meeting. They're going to check the tapes at Risky Reels.
Not a review yet. We just have a visit from the umps that we'll see if they do go to Risky
I
Reels.
don't think replay mode was added yet.
It was.
Well, it was?
It
Okay.
was because I have the replay of the Rocket event still
Ah.
in my.
So they
replay.
could check replay mode if they wanted to.
You see the kids grittying.
It looks like they will go
Oh.
into replay mode.
What a great mode of transversal.
Check out the play. Maybe they'll clip it.
You know, you think of some of the things that were added. Of course, Risky Reels was added.
Risky Reels. Search
The
was it
mansion.
7 chests at Risky Reels.
That was iconic challenge
Iconic.
for this season. But you know, the mansion.
Dangerous, deadly.
The mansion by Lonely Lodge, one of my all-time drop locations. I
Mansion's
loved
a
it.
good
I
spot.
loved that place. If you could hit the rotation of mansion, take out Lonely, and then work your way towards the Tomato Town and the packages place. I can't remember what it was called.
Which place?
You remember the storage containers?
Shipment
Is that what you referred to it as?
or junkyard? What was that?
Was that Junk Junction? I don't
Junk
think so.
Junction was
Junk
to his
is-
top corner.
I just think we said,
I think I called it shipment.
I don't know what we called it.
I can't remember what I would.
Or did we
Wow.
just call it shipping container or containers? I don't.
Containers. That's what I
Containers?
call it. Yeah, it was containers. But yeah, Motel got destroyed as well. Along with Moisty Meyer got a lot of damage. We know what's
believe-
coming later.
One building got hit in Tilted.
From a part of the meteorite? I
Yes.
think so. Yes. It did come out of replay mode. It looks like they're gonna leave Walker on first. First, Vu on third. Hairston over 2 on the day up to bat. Still Taylor on the mound. He's up above 70 pitches now. Not much left longer in the match for him. Ball into the dirt. Walker advances to second. 2 in scoring position, only 1 down. Taylor might not have much longer left in Season 4.
You know, you got to wonder if there's someone waiting in the lobby ready for them to re-queue for this
He
match.
might get vaulted soon.
If what's going to happen here with Taylor.
Performance testing hasn't really been up top. Taylor gets one in there for a strike, evens count up at 1s.
You know, Season 4 did introduce one of my favorite modes of all time, Playground.
Playground.
Playground was added
Solid.
in this season.
The 1-1. Grounded over to first. O'Connor picks it up. One's going to score. Vu gets in across home plate. Walker over to third. 2 down now.
You know, you got to take the elim when you get it. Sometimes you got to give up some damage. In the case, you know, you took some shots there.
You
You're
want
still
the whole
alive.
squad, but you just have to elim the down teammate before.
Nesty, any thoughts?
The Lion does not tip.
You heard it here first, folks.
Contradi's up now. 0 for 2 on the day.
Now, Justin,
Walker on third. Taylor gets one in there for a strike. Even the count's up at 1.
There's a tug-of-war match going on in the distance, right behind the dugout.
Oh, don't know what's going on there. Contradi's takes a hack at it, fouls back into the netting.
looks like they're arguing over who gets to kill.
I was going to say who gets the loot.
loot.
Llama. You know.
Somebody stole loot. They're just trying to get it back. 1-2 for Contradi's. Taylor delivers, gets him swing and miss. Into the ground, throw over to first, and that will retire the Sun Devils. They put up 1 in the top half of Season 4, but still a lot to come. This season was eventful. We'll see if the Bearcats can get something going. Dropping back in on the mat for the bottom half of Season 4. Arizona State put up 1. Their turn up. Now the Bearcats trailing 5-2. Have a chance to put up some more runs. Still Ben Jacobs on the mound. First one out of the zone for a ball. House hitting 282. Is it starting to get a little bit chillier here on the map? Could use a cozy campfire or something.
Oh,
Stay warm.
I could use a desert season.
Honestly, I could use a flopper. I'm pretty hungry.
Floppers didn't come in for a long time.
Yeah. Shrooms were on the map at a point. Apples weren't those added to trees
Those would have been around this time,
around
I
this
believe.
time? Yeah.
You know, I always think back to the event and how it used to be in that moment where it was just in a normal game. You had to hope that no one would take you
No
out.
one would take you out before the event started. That was tragic
What?
videos of people getting taken out right as the event started.
My favorite was where everyone would come together and build a, like a viewing,
A sky
a
base.
sky base to watch it, and there's one guy at the bottom
Knocks
that
it
takes them
down.
all out.
2-2 for Jacobs. Niehaus fouls it back, staying alive. He'll bandage and get back into the zone.
Guys, I really do think a supply drop's going to come our way at some point. Foul ball, it's in our wheelhouse. Maybe you got to start bringing a glove like Zach Campbell.
He got banned. Did you see that?
He did not get banned. That you got Sintelled. You just got Sintelled.
I have a trusted media outlet that either they got Sentelled, but I believe them.
Are you talking about Dinger Sports Network?
No, John Boy.
That is a fake John Boy account that you were referencing.
The real the verified account posted it.
Yes,
because
that
I
is-
follow the verified
That is
account.
the fake one.
No, the actual 200,000 follower account. Not on Twitter. I didn't see it on Twitter. I saw it on Instagram. Niehaus grounds that one over to short, ranging over, tough throw, and he'll beat it out.
It's okay. I once believed the Eye of the Storm tracker backbling was coming.
No, that's not what I saw. I'm telling you, that's not what I
He's
saw.
trying to claim he did not get Sintelled. He did, in fact, get Sintelled.
I didn't
Said he
see
got
it on-
base-a-belled.
I didn't see it on Twitter. It was the actual John Boy Media Instagram that posted it, because I don't follow any baseball centels on Instagram. Centel,
Hey,
but it
sometimes
was.
you got to take the L.
If I got Centelled, then the official account got Centelled as well. 1-0 count for Cross. Niehaus on first. Cross skies that one foul over our heads.
That was our chance. Oh, good damage on that one, too. Broke his shield.
1-1 for Cross. 0 for 2 in the day, just hasn't really gotten a good piece of one. Trailing by 3, needs to get something going. Jacob still hard scoping first.
Something we haven't brought up is the victory umbrellas from each season.
Ooh.
This was the graffiti umbrella, one of my favorites. Really, it was one of the first ones that I ever got because I had got a couple wins in season 3, but season 4 is when I really started to cook.
Season 3. Ooh, Cross gets into that one. High. Right field underneath it. Is Vu who makes the play. It looked better off the bat than it ended up being. Didn't have glider redeploy yet, just didn't have the distance.
Cross is having one of those games or one of those nights where it's just hasn't been there to start it off. He's got to really ease his way in to these games, and maybe he's that late in the game guy where he's clutch when you need him.
Just bad matchmaking. You get queued into lobbies with sweats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Need some bot lobbies in here. Weren't introduced for a long time, but
1 out, 1 on for Ford. Go for 1 of the day. Still hard scoping first. Niehaus hasn't gotten hit yet. Ford walked back in season 1. Flew out back in season 2. Wind starting to pick up just a slight bit on the map. Back to first again is Jacobs. Really thinks he's going to get Niehaus with the scope. Just hasn't given him a peek.
what are your all's thoughts on the scoped AR?
Not a fan.
I was never a fan.
Kind of rocked with it occasionally.
I would use it in place of a sniper if I didn't have one.
It was never my choice of weapon, but no.
Now, thermal scope, different
That
story.
was solid.
But scope normal, I never really was a fan.
Never your thing.
No.
0-1. Jacobs got one in for a strike. Ford watched it. Ford takes a piece of that one. Back into the netting once again.
Now, are you guys on Team John Pork or Team Cheese? I myself am on Team John Pork. He could never do anything wrong in my eyes. And I actually believe he is alive.
Unless you're referencing some unreleased Fortnite skins, I don't remember those in the game. Ford skies that one in the shallow right center. Calling it off for it is Jackson. Running up from center field, makes the play. 2 down. Niehaus still stranded on first.
Well, that was one of those moments where everyone tries to converge to kill the bot, and only one person gets to come away with it. sometimes. Do you guys ever apologize for stealing kills? 'Cause-
No.
Of
Yeah, that
course.
doesn't surprise me from you.
If you're playing the game, your job is to win.
Mr. I have no heavy ammo,
Yeah.
over here.
Your job is to win if you're playing the
Hey.
game.
Has
He's
no,
a Sigma.
no heart.
What can you say?
He has no heart.
Make way for the Rizzler.
Couldn't find his way through the battle pass.
2 down for Dedrick. Jacobs back to first again.
If you
They
don't
might
work
have
as
to
a
patch
team,
that.
how do you expect to gain XP?
You know, this is a sad moment that I just realized now with 2 outs. This is going to be the last time we see double pump in the game.
That is true.
You
Can
know,
Dedrick make use of it before it goes?
you know how they patched that. I really wish that college baseball would patch this unlimited throw over to first base rolls. Like, this needs to be patched at some point.
There needs to be an
The
update
devs
soon.
need to get together, think about this.
We know the NCAA devs are slow on making moves, though.
The night that season 5 dropped,
Accidentally.
it was truly accidentally. I was laying in bed, I just couldn't fall asleep. Before I knew it, it was out at 5 a.m. and I just went ahead and got up, went on with my day.
I remember some of those queue times being outrageous.
They were outrageous.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're in its prime. We're reaching even more of the prime when we get to season 5.
These were the good old days, before you knew it.
2-0, Niehaus thought about going, said retreats back. Doesn't want to leave his named location. He's in the zone. He has no reason to rotate.
Umpy's right. That was definitely up. Like, that wasn't close.
That one was called in there for a strike. Some of the spectators not happy that they got elimed, and now they're watching from the sidelines. 3-1 for Dedrick.
Come on, Landon.
2 down, Niehaus still on first. Dedrick with his team trailing by 3, 1 for 1 on the day. Can he get a knock? We'll look at it low, and he'll take the base.
No, this is a huge opportunity for the Bearcats. They just res one of their teammates to get on base. Now they've got not quite a full squad with bases loaded, but trio. Still looking to add one more. See if they can make anything of it. Natili has done some damage today. He's really good in that short range, Love him with an SMG.
RBI doubled back in season 1.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's about this time that P90 was added.
You're a
Seems
season
right.
early.
A season early.
You are a season early.
Alas.
In fact, season 4 was the drum gun.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Now, I'm sure we'll touch on this later. I do not feel the drum gun should have been unvaulted. I think that was kind of a weak.
You were against the unvaulting of the drum gun, really?
I think there's better options.
What would you have chose?
AR option, but I would typically opt for the AR still. Jacobs throws high. 1-2 count for Natili.
Remember dual pistols.
Oh, now I have to shout
I
out
actually did like dual pistol.
a rival game that I hope Epic takes into account with the way a mechanic works in Super Animal Royale. Classic game where you can actually pick up a pistol and then pick up a second pistol and it becomes dual. Oh, jetpacks, wow. What a blast from the past.
Egg launcher in at one point as well.
Solid Easter.
Semi-automatic sniper was a...
I do remember the semi-sniper. Natili gets into one.
Yep.
Deep center, just hanging up there. Is not going to go. Underneath it is Jackson. Makes the play and retires the Bearcats and takes us to the end of a great season 4. Short break, and we'll be back for a potentially warmer season 5.
Season 5 set to get underway here from UC Baseball Stadium. Arizona State leading the Bearcats 5-2 here on FORTNITE night. Iconic season, in my opinion. And Anesti, you're saying you forgot about this one.
No, that is not what I said.
I thought I
Please do
heard you
not
say that.
misconstrue my words. I've played this season probably too much for my own good, and I kind of got burnt out from it. I mean, it's how I coped with the death of my grandmother. Was Season 5, and playing with my cousins who did not understand the game, who would run around with their only loadout being bandages, and they would somehow get on top of water towers and fall off and die of fall damage. So, just rough memories.
Paradise Palms entered the game as the first
that was
pitch.
pretty cool.
First pitch from Taylor. Is that Taylor? I believe they might have gone to.
It's still
It
Taylor.
is still Taylor on the mound. 81 pitches through the first 4. His first pitch missed. That one's going to miss as well. 2-0 count for Nathan Taylor.
I liked Paradise Palms. I would always go hotel. That was my spot.
I didn't always love landing directly at the hotel. The
Now-
2-0 from Taylor
I liked
misses
the
outside.
chaos at the hotel that ensued normally.
Now, I saw something interesting. You know the small town next to Paradise? I don't believe it was named. It has, I believe, the most...
There is a lot happening in the dugout as Jordan Bishel's being very vocal with Rick Allen behind the home plate.
A lot of emoting going on.
They're in game chat. And they're in a heated argument. Jordan Bishel has not been happy with the zone at all tonight. So it's a 3-0 count to Tobias. Game chat getting a little heated. The 3-0. This is high and Tobias. Easy walk. 1 on in the one on Season 5. Talk about some of the things that were added Season 5. Off the bat, go-kart.
The go-kart was amazing. I mean,
Awesome item.
so many great things you could do with that. The bounce pad go-kart combination was so fun.
You know, the double barrel shotgun, an underrated item overall. Up close, it was truly deadly.
I never really used the double barrel much.
Now, Rift-to-Goes, I think, are...
Rift-to-Goes
The
are,
whole idea of rifts just being on the map.
Top tier item.
Something else.
no,
top tier.
rifts are pretty prominent now with the transfer portal, of course. You can move around from location to location. Grounded to Tommy O'Connor. He bobbles it, dives back at first base to get the out. Compton will be retired, but moving to second is Tobias. 1 down in the inning. Great play by Tommy O'Connor to record that out.
I mean, a good job just to make up for the fumbled ball. Could have tried to get it back at second as I'm hearing the True Art emote, one of my personal favorites back in the day. But a good play by O'Connor. Ran back and made it back to first. Got the out. Why are you looking at me like that?
It's one of your favorites back in the day, really?
That was kind of aggressive.
The True Heart is...
It's not the first time.
Let's not bring this up. The True Heart is a classic for me. All right.
Big swing and a miss from Matt King on the first pitch. Matt King from Snobby Shores. Batting 349 or 394 on the year. Runner on second, 1 down. Top of 5. Taylor kicks the pitch. Fouled off into the netting. It'll be an 0-2 count to King. Taylor kicks the 0-2. Just outside. It's bobbled by Natilli, but staying at second. One-two count to King. And Anesti trying to explore the battle pass from Season 5.
Yeah, just trying to jog my memory.
Could not remember what Ragnarok was called, I'm guessing.
I could not, no.
Ragnarok was an underrated
A great addition.
Tier
in my
100.
opinion.
Now,
Had the selectable
When-
styles.
that's what I was about to
Yeah.
bring
when
up.
he had the styles.
Unlockable styles.
I didn't like the base of Ragnarok. The
No.
styles made it all work.
When you get the helmet, though, that's when it really became good.
Do you guys remember Med Mist?
I
do. That was later. It was
Yes.
very. I believe it was Chapter 2, which we will not
Ooh.
touch in this game.
Unless this goes to extra.
If it does go to extras, we would reach Chapter
We would
2.
reach chapter
Or would it
2.
become OG?
I think it reaches chapter 2.
It does reach chapter 2. It's a whole new ball game.
Taylor looks back at second. He steps off the mound, fakes it. No throw, but Tobias moving around a lot. Kind of just trying to bait him. Taylor kicks the pitch to King. King skies that one to right field. Dedrick's going to move up on it. Gets to it. He's going to throw it to second. No tag on.
So sprays were added this.
Sprays were season 4.
Oh. Are you sure?
The graffiti theme brought in sprays.
Season 4.
Wow. Oh, but you know what was added? A cube.
Kevin the Cube
Wow.
was added.
Some might say one of the greatest antagonists in fiction.
First pitch to Jackson from Taylor. Goes across for a strike. 0-1 count. Isaiah Jackson, the junior. 1 for 2 on the day. Runner remains on second with 2 outs. Arizona State leads 5-2 in the top of the 5th. Breaking ball outside. 1-1 count. Season 5 was really where the storyline came into play. It's the 1-1, misses away, 2-1 count. Kevin moved from his spot in the desert across the entire map. That's where he inevitably ended up in Loot Lake.
And dissolved.
He did dissolve. Dissolved like an ice cube.
Caused a little bit of mayhem when he got to Loot Lake, but we'll get to that.
Swing and a miss on that one from Jackson. He's going to go down 2-2 in this count with 2 outs.
Did you guys ever try to camp out at the cube and watch it turn, watch it move?
No.
I did.
You did?
And
I did not have the patience.
Anesti, that does not surprise me.
Yeah.
You-
I can't even make a comment.
2-2 grounded to O'Connor. A nice grab and a tag at first base to retire the side. We're halfway through the 5th, and the Bearcats trail Arizona State 5-2 here on Bearcat Sports Radio.
My friend has gone down. I revived him, now we're heading southbound. Now we're in the Pleasant Park streets. Look at the map, go to the mark sheet. Take me to your Xbox to play Fortnite.
Season 5 here from UC Baseball Stadium. Chug Jugs being thrown out to the crowd. Heavy crowd on hand.
Chug
Fortnite
splashes.
night. Chug splashes, some splooshes as they were called by some back in the day. Did you have a Chug Jug with you?
Gamers.
I actually didn't really carry chug jugs. They're just not practical.
Fortnite. Take me to your Xbox to play Fortnite.
You know, talk about
I would carry a Chug Jug with me at times.
Chug Jug was for a certain moment. You know, it wasn't one you could quickly do. It took 15 seconds.
I'd
No.
say slurp juice was the way to go.
Slurp juice was underrated,
Was a
in
good
my
addition.
opinion. Christian Mitchell up to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. He's 1 for 2. Batting .259 on the year. The junior, known for playing both ways. Or rather, two-way player. On the mound and in the field. First pitch to him, misses up and away. Moisty Meyer. One of my favorite places in season 4 was taken away.
Same with the prison as well, the unnamed prison location.
You know, they started to hint to it. Tomato Town leaving. Later was
Was this Tomato Temple at this point?
no. We were going to get
No,
into that
okay.
next season.
Okay.
Will be Supply Drop.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Supply Drop was coming in there, section over us. But soccer stadium,
Oh,
the big soccer stadium
Yes.
was removed. Not soccer arena by Tilted. Stayed through. Swing and a miss from Mitchell on that. 2-1 count to him. You know, the racetrack, it's called Gus by some. It's improved.
I never heard it called it that.
I also have not heard Gus.
Really? You guys never heard Gus?
Oh.
I remember the
Really?
location, just not the name.
Yeah, no, I
Wow.
always just called it the racetrack.
Wow, I didn't know that was a me thing. Sorry, I apologize.
Honestly, I could go for a Durr burger right now.
No, I could too, if I'm being honest. Mitchell sends that in the air. Moving in on it is the second baseman. He's going to get underneath it. That's Walker. Makes the out. 1 down in the inning. Mitchell will move to 1 and 3. 1 for 3 for the game. Cal Sefcik will step up. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Fly out and a strikeout. Talk about flyouts. We're coming up on some big items involve flying.
Oh, a couple more seasons to go.
A couple more seasons to go, but the one that I think of that's really soon, quad crashers.
Yes.
Interesting.
Quad crashers will be mentioned in a little bit. I'll hold off to talk about it. Sefcik fouls off the first pitch. 0-1 count. Season 5 also saw where Dusty Divot started to grow some trees in it. Started to have some growth and
Just
Some foliage.
take over.
Yeah,
some
the
foliage,
natural
yes.
progression of foliage in the divot.
Thank you
That's
for
just
that
what happened.
botanical analysis.
Well, I mean, that's just what happens to
Botanical.
plants, man. You have a fertile area, plants just grow.
Now, did you prefer it as a divot or as a depot? And what stage? Like, with the trees or without?
I'd take the depot, the original Season 3 depot.
Line to the third baseman. Sliding grab. 2 down in the inning.
But if I
Catch
had
by
to
Contreras.
choose a progression of the divot, I did like it better with the trees. I thought that just was much cooler.
I enjoyed the original depot.
I did too. Or I enjoyed the original divot with, like, the lab around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed original depot, and I didn't enjoy divot when it was first made because it was so exposed.
Yeah.
Once more trees were added, I really did enjoy it. There's a lot of mats there, too.
I did like the more grown out divot.
Lawton Brooks steps up, 2 down in the inning. He's 1 for 2 today. Fouls off that first one. Spent 2:30. Brooks, 10 RBIs in the year. Jacob's still on the mound. He's inching his way towards that 100 pitch count. Got to think someone's warming up in the lobby. Need to take over when he's vaulted. Jacobs kicks the pitch. Breaking ball misses just outside. Count goes 1-1. Five hits for the Bearcats tonight. 5 hits for Arizona State as well. Arizona State, 4 of those came in the first inning. First season, rather. Apologize. 4 straight RBI singles. To correct myself, as Anesti, I saw you motioning for it.
I just, I appreciate
With the new season, it has not gotten any warmer.
No.
It's still a cold night here in Cincinnati. Brooks fouls off another. Count will stay at 2-2 with 2 outs. Bearcats trying to build their way out of this hole they dug themselves into.
It's a divot.
It's a divot. It's quite dusty.
With the trees now, though, there are available mats to be able to get out of the divot a little easier.
And with the rocks.
The pitch grounded towards the third base side. Moving over was Contreras. Throws across the diamond. Brooks beats the throw, though. Lawton Brooks. Infield single, and the Bearcats have life in Season 5.
Third base, you gotta
They didn't
have
know he
more
had an
urgency
impulse
than
still in his
that.
inventory.
You gotta have more
Gave him that
urgency.
extra boost.
Moving faster than the battle bus.
Luckily, proximity chat not in play yet. Comes later in creative, but Tommy O'Connor, power hitting lefty. Compared him to an RPG earlier. Batting .218 this year, still trying to find his groove. We've seen him hit some towering shots in the past. Lays down a bunt, goes foul. 0-1 count to him. Jacobs sets on the mound. He's going to throw over at first. Obviously was not patched. As much as I wish it was.
Maybe in the next player satisfaction survey, I'll leave a little note. Try to patch that.
0-1, down low. Did you guys ever take any of the tips in the loading screens?
Yes. I made sure never to give out my personal information to anyone who was in Epic Games.
Epic never asked for your password. Except for ironically when you're logging in.
Did you know, actually, bit of a fun fact, put this in YouTube comments. You can get free V-Bucks if you drop your parents' name and credit card number.
Oh, and the 3 silly little numbers on the back as well.
Yes, sir.
I believe
Thrown the expiration date as well.
I believe
It just
Javon
has a fun
Smalls
little
of
extra.
West Virginia's basketball team did that. Or Javon Powell.
Jonathan
Powell, sorry. Getting them mixed up.
Yes.
Jonathan Powell, as you mentioned, was known to do that.
North Carolina Tar Heel. He took the rift.
He did take the rift. Was mentioned for Cincinnati at one point, but did not rift here. Instead, rifted to Snobby Shores. Swing and a miss from Tommy O'Connor. That's going to retire the side. And in Season 5, it's getting a little spooky in here, if you ask me. Season 6 on the way shortly.
Back on the map as we begin Season 6 with a new pitcher. Taylor got vaulted in between seasons. Chase Horst was added to the game. The junior lefty trying to become a fan favorite here in Season 6. This team's trailing 5-2. You'll need a solid outing. Trying to limit Arizona State's damage as much as they possibly can. Season 6, I think, a solid but forgotten season, in my opinion.
It's a good way to put it. You know, it was a great lobby.
We couldn't even remember what the Battle Pass was earlier in the game.
Calamity was the star of the show for that one, I believe.
I remember the Horde event.
I do remember that as
and
well.
And that's pretty much it.
You know, the
Floating Island.
Floating Island
Floating Island
was the
was
big
big.
storyline where it moved around, but
Lake had some issues. Horst facing Vu to start off Season 6, 2-0 count.
you know, Season 6 was also had the Cube Monsters areas, which was controversial.
Vu digs into that one, gets past Brooks, tried to dive back and make a play. Instead, Vu We'll get a board for the not the Wildcats, the Sun Devils. I'm thinking Arizona.
Wow, you just committed a cardinal sin.
I did.
That's like taking a full shield before you take minis. I mean, just committed a complete cardinal sin there. But yeah, with Brooks, he was caught leaning a little bit to his right. And the ball went to his left. I mean, that's just like going to Clock Tower when you're supposed to go to L houses and tilt it, you know? Just can't make that mistake.
It could cost you big time.
Brody Briggs tries to lay down a short one, ranging over, making the play. The first is Carrington Cross. Vu does advance to second, but there's one down.
No, that's just taking one for the team there. You know, you're sacrificing yourself so the other guys can get the elim.
It's a distraction. You run in while your teammate picks up the reboot card.
Do you ever have a guy that would do that for you? There's one guy that's all he was useful for. Would just run in, create the distraction.
I'd be lying if I said that wasn't me sometimes.
I knew a guy like that.
I knew a couple guys like that, where we'd have to carry the team on our backs when he was in the squad.
Speaking of carrying, Kyle Walker over 3 on the day. He's been getting carried a little bit by his squad.
Wow, that was
struck out back in season 1.
That was an unnecessary shot from Justin over here.
He has a chance to make up for it and make a play. He's got a guy in scoring position, only one down in a 1-1 count.
I got to mention DJ Yonder.
DJ Yonder.
One of the tier 1 skins on the...
Just a short blooper right over the glove of O'Connor. Walker's going to stop at first. Vu will round in and score. And Kyle Walker took that personal shot from me and just decided, I'll get a hit now. I'll stop the carry. Driving a run. Extends his team's lead to 4.
You know, that described this game perfectly, in my opinion. You know, just bloops right over the head of Tommy O'Connor, right out of his reach. Just sometimes you just can't get your shots hit. You're trying to rotate, and there's always someone there. Just not working out for the Bearcats tonight in that department.
Freshman Landon Hairston, 0 for 3 on the day. Facing Horst at the plate. Whiffs on the first one. He's got Walker on first. Looking to extend the lead even more for the Sun Devils. Back to first, Horst making sure Walker isn't peeking.
No, DJ Yonder came in and he kind of took over one of my iconic spots on the map, and that was the Unnamed Factories by Flush Factories. He started throwing a rave in the warehouse there.
Taking off to second is Walker. Throw is off the bag. Impulse nades over there, and now he's in scoring position for Hairston.
Oh, another iconic skin was the Giddy Up,
yeah,
the inflatable llama.
A good one, honestly.
That was a good one.
The Running Man, yes. Great emote. I really liked this battle pass.
Well, this wasn't my favorite battle pass by any means. We did get pets introduced.
Pets were cool. 1-2 for Hairston. Horst trying to get his control a little bit first now into season 6. This is debut in Fortnite right now. He's got to make a little bit more of an impact. Hairston grounds one up third, but there's 2 down.
It was a great play by Niehaus, just getting the elim, doing all he can to limit the damage.
Contreras up for Arizona State. 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out his last 2 seasons. Horst off the plate for a ball.
You know, it's gotten quieter in this stadium as it's gone on. The
Kind of
wind
looks like a lonely lodge out here.
does. You know, I know that Justin liked the chaos, but Anesti, were you a calm location guy or an active?
I like a calm location to start off the game,
Yeah.
just to get
Like
into
the
it.
easier way in.
Yeah, maybe one other person there. Just get a warm up in, and then as storm goes on, maybe I'll start chasing some glory.
I'd go to a calm location for my warm-up game, but after that, I like a little bit of chaos. 1-1 for Contreras. Make that 2-1 as Horse is high off the plate.
Now, would you push players or would you let them push you?
Depended on the scenario, where I was on the map, how much cover I had, how many mats, what weapons I had. Honestly, really was a.
See, Justin, I could see you being just like guns to the wall, just going straight at someone, then asking for the res immediately.
I'd say that for the most part,
like
for the most part, that was almost never me. I played a lot more strategic and cautious. I don't think there was a time where I ever rushed in where I didn't have any backup or any plan.
Think of all the times that Ninja would do this. Just rush teams without letting the squad know and would immediately ask for the res while they were still taking care of the business.
But you know what? He's an all-time great.
He is.
He is. He's still massive.
Oh, huge.
He's got a great haircut.
And what kind of haircut is that, if I may
I
say?
believe it is a
Low taper fade. Contreras strikes out, swings and misses at that one. Horse retires the side. Back on the map, the bottom half of Season 6 as a new pitcher out there for the Sun Devils. Going to be Josh Butler. Jacobs got vaulted. So now both squads with a new pitcher. Butler, sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona, pretty local.
what is this thing that's blessing my ears in the background? This remix.
There's been a couple of remixes.
Chug Jug with You has to be my favorite.
Chapter
Just
2 OG
iconic.
remix. Okay. Now, for those out there listening, you cannot see the bewilderment on my co-host's face, but no, my sister is not B.
What's going on, chat?
Charlie Niehaus at the plate. 1 for 1 on the day. Walked back in Season 2. Singled back in Season 4 right after the meteor struck.
You know,
First one for a ball.
This is a unique broadcast that we've never done before.
Fortnite?
Yeah, like anything just...
I think we need more themed broadcasts like this, in my opinion.
This has been something, for sure. You know, it's been eventful. Anesti, any thoughts?
Oh, I'm having a blast.
You know, the avid Bearcast member you are.
You know, I'm so excited for the Bearcast end of the year party.
You wear your shirt all the time.
I like it. It's a good shirt. I like when people ask me if I'm in Bearcast and I say no.
1-2 to Niehaus. Watches that one.
You have been on 2 more broadcasts than most people, though.
So, yeah, I mean,
You had your soccer broadcast in
Yeah.
the first semester.
I'm diversifying my portfolio.
Can't wait to hear your reel.
I really thought about Instagram Reels for like a full minute there.
And this one's gone off the rails as well.
Niehaus stays alive, fouls back in a 2-2 count. Cincinnati trailing by 4 elims.
I feel like Elims has referred to at least 6 things
Well,
tonight.
no, did you guys ever, in the tournaments, it was about how many elims your squad could get total.
But you could also get points for placement.
That is true.
I would play for placement points.
Well, right now, they're playing behind in both.
They are.
They're not getting the placement or the elims. Butler facing his first batter and gets him to a full count, 3-2 for Niehaus.
You know, that breeze I feel coming in. Feels like something's incoming. A little cold weather. Might
Ball
see next
4
season.
off the plate for Butler. Niehaus takes the base. Could be something.
The third baseman, Carrington Cross.
Carrington Cross back up. He's got a man on, no one out, and the new pitcher in the game. Maybe with Jacobs vaulted, Cross can pick up a little bit. 0 for 3 was flown out every time. Back to first. And they may have vaulted the pitcher, but they haven't vaulted the throw back to first.
You know, Carrington Cross's walk-up song of Tokyo Drift was iconic here at UC Baseball Stadium. If you guys had to choose one emote to have the music be your walk-up song, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. That is a good. Let me think on that.
I think I'd go with the electro swing. I think it's just a little goofy. It's got some vibes. A lot of people might know it as Laserbeam's outro song for a lot of his old Fortnite videos.
You know, I was a big fan of Infinite Dab. That music was really good. Billy Bounce is one of my favorite emotes of all time.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Orange Justice.
It's a good choice.
Just
Justin, you never answered my question earlier either. What's it like to have a emote in the game?
1-0 for Cross. Butler went back to first.
I wish I had an emote named after me.
I wouldn't know what it's like, honestly. I don't.
A purple Anesti. I think that'd go hard.
Why purple?
First color I could think of. I know you're a purple guy. I'm more actually of like a navy blue.
Do you have a favorite tier of weapon?
You know what?
I was never. This is a hot take.
I think green is good. I think green is
Green
like.
was my face. That's what I
it's
was
just
going to
a-
go with.
it's
See,
all
I
reliable.
always liked purple. Because I never
Well, you're a
liked,
purple guy.
I know, that's why, but like I never liked the look of gold in my inventory. I always just felt like purple was more rare.
I could see
made me
that,
feel
but I
special.
like the status. Okay, I like
2-2 for
the.
Cross.
You're a big status guy.
Yeah.
I liked the green one. They were just overlooked, but they still had value. They were still solid. Back to first goes Butler again. Just prolonging this season as much as he can. Niehaus still on first. He's been there for a while. This has been a long at bat. 2-2 for Cross. Butler delivers. Cross watches that one. Another full count. 2 batters, 2 full counts for Josh Butler.
You know, you're kind of in that stage where it's a 1v1. Neither of them want to make a mistake. They're both waiting in their boxes. Who's going to peek first?
They have the edits ready.
Yeah, who's going to peek?
The 3-2, and instead he goes back to first again. Hard scoping Niehaus.
We need to vault hard scoping first base in college baseball.
As a guy who used a lot of snipers, I did not like the hard scope at all. I found that against the honor code. I would quick scope in. Cross takes the walk. 2 batters, 2 walks for Josh Butler, and he needs to figure out his settings early into the season.
Some energy shown from Cross on that walk as he's making his way to first. I mean, big chance for the Bearcats. This is like when you see a llama in the distance and you're trying to get to it so you can get your loot and get back in the game. This mound visit coming from Arizona State, but you know, you guys ever come together in a huddle? Like when game was sitting like in your box, so you have a game talk?
I think that probably happened.
Definitely a heal up moment.
Yeah, probably
Heal
happened.
That's a good way to
reload.
put it. It is a heal up moment. You know, the campfire's out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you're hiding behind a tree, just watching other teams go fight while you're
Maybe using
healing.
some splooshes right now, possibly. You never know.
Or maybe a shield keg.
Ooh, forgotten item. Shield keg. That didn't come till later.
What season was that?
Chapter 2.
That was a chapter 2 edition.
Yes.
Wow.
Anesti's getting schooled here on his
I guess
FORTNITE knowledge.
my history is not, it's
Not
all
there.
mixed up.
It's gotten colder,
It has gotten much colder.
and it's only going to get colder in Season 7.
Looks like snow.
It's interesting how the clouds are moving in.
2 on, no one out for Donovan Ford. Shows bunt the first one, takes the first strike. Ford 0 for 2 on the day. Looking to get his first base knock. He's got a guy in scoring position in Niehaus, trying to hack away at this deficit as Butler goes over to second, steps off the mound.
Who do you think the best FORTNITE player on the team is?
On what team?
Cal Sefcik seems like he would have been really good at Fortnite.
You know, I was talking the UC baseball team. Let's go back to this past year's basketball team. Who do we think could crank the most 90s?
Arrington Page seems like he was really good at Fortnite.
I think that Josh Reed's the obvious answer.
Now, you know I'm a big Josh Reed fan.
I love Josh Reed, personally.
I know Justin loves him too. Now let me think.
0-2 in the dirt, Ford stays alive.
I think Rayvon Griffin.
That's an underrated
Rayvon
answer.
is a good answer.
He does Twitch stream.
Yeah.
He does stream.
I think that Jizzle and Skillings were probably pretty good. Skillings is a question mark to me. He either was really good
I
or
think
really
he
bad.
played a lot but was never good.
Yeah. That's
He
I
was
can see
always
that.
the one you invited to the party because you didn't want to play squad fills.
Now, I actually liked playing squad fills. You get to meet new people, have fun conversations. I think it was a good way to get some social interaction.
I've had a couple people playing that way. Just normally you'd want your whole squad of your buddies from school. Another full count for Butler. Hasn't found the command over the plate. Ford can try to get on, do some damage, or load the bases. Up next would be Landon Dedrick. Stepping off again and going back to second. The fans taunting Butler a little bit, saying he's going.
You know, I have a feeling that CJ Frederick back in the day was really good. The problem is now he's a little bit older. I think he's lost his touch.
That's kind of why I didn't pick him for that. Ford digs into one, grounding over to second, ranging over to make the play to first, and they get Ford. Niehaus advances to third, cross to second.
Good move by Cross to avoid that. Had to jump over it and kind of dodge it. It's like you have to dodge a snipe sometimes in there.
You got to stay jumping.
Yeah, you got to stay active. You can't let them get the easy shot on you. Good chance for the Bearcats here with 2 on. Both in runners in scoring position. They 1 down for Dedrick. Big chance.
Dedrick's gotten on base every time he's been up today. Walked back in Season 2 and 4, and singled back in Season 1. Now he's got 2 in scoring position, a chance to do some damage. Watches the first one for ball.
You know, if we're being honest here, some of the stands in the distance are resembling Wailing Woods. Just how empty, and you can just feel the emptiness in them.
Butler steps in. Dedrick watches again as it's off the plate for a 2-0 count. Dedrick not taking a hack at any of these. Hitters count 3-0. Most likely going to watch and try to load the bases. As Butler just hasn't really found the plate. Does watch and is in their first strike. Butler needed to get 1. May have figured out his sensitivity setting, but we'll see.
Any stick drift could still be in play as well. Struggled with that.
Needs a new controller. Dedrick takes a hack and one over to second. Will score a run. Dedrick will be out. Niehaus crosses home plate. There's one in for the Bearcats in season 6.
Sacrificed himself to go get the reboot card. That's really doing what you need for your team. Truly impressive from Dedrick.
Honorable.
Honorable.
Yeah. You know who was honorable? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Season chapter 3.
Whoa, we're not
way ahead.
Yeah, we're
way
not
ahead
in
of
chapter
us.
3.
You know who else was honorable? Jonesy.
He was.
Jonesy always made the right play.
Server timeout here as the umpires want to do some talking. Now that we'll get back. Butler facing Tilly. 1 for 3 on the day. RBI doubled back in season 1, hasn't gotten on since. He's got Carrington Cross on third, awaiting a base hit to score him. And Tilly watches the first one in there for a ball, 1-0 count. Really starting to feel the weather and the winter storm of season 7 coming on.
So it's going to be the last season of Greasy Grove.
Get your Durburgers in before that business is a flush.
Come on, Jack.
Flush factory.
Also taken out.
Rest in peace to some legendary locations. DJ Yonder's Rave will be gone as well.
Not yet.
Is that not gone there?
He's not.
No, just out of the range?
Just out of the range.
Just out of the range. Natilli grounded out to short, and that'll do it for season 6. The winter storm is upon us for season 7 after a short break.
A stronger chill is in the air. Snow has taken over the map as we enter season 7. See some stuff flying over us as well. Planes have been added to the game. It's getting intense here at UC Baseball Stadium.
I mean, if you guys remember, the first Christmas season, and I think a lot of people have fond memories of Christmas Day, waking up, forgoing the presents and tree, and hopping on FORTNITE.
I do have very fond memories of the Christmas season. I believe this is when lobby music was added because they had the Christmas-themed lobby music that you could get from the Battle Pass.
It was.
I would always put that on every Christmas season.
Tobias steps in for Arizona State, squares up the bunt. Can't quite get it. Horse still on the mound for the Bearcats. They still trail 6-3. Top of the 7th from UC Baseball Stadium. My hands have gotten very cold in season 7. Fouled on a bunt down the third baseline.
Do some finger exercises. You don't want to let your controller go.
Season 7, as we mentioned, snow took over the map to begin.
The Ice King.
The Ice King. Polar Peak. Pitch from Horst. Goes across for strike 3. Tobias is sent back to the lobby and 1 down in the inning.
The designated hitter, Brandon Compton.
Did you guys ever really land at Polar Peak?
Um,
I, in
little
fact,
bit.
did for one reason. The sword.
yes.
The sword was later introduced in this season. One of the most overpowered.
The Infinity Sword, was it called? Or was it?
Maybe. Well, I'm sure we'll see here as we read. But, you know,
Oh, Viking.
Viking Village?
Viking Village was
What a
introduced.
great spot. I would land there a lot.
Compton, huge swing and a miss. He was trying to send that all the way to Wailing Woods. Couldn't
Back to
quite-
Spawn Island.
Back to Spawn Island. That's true, yeah. 1-1 count to him.
You guys ever try to take the quad crasher and go all the way back to Spawn Island in the creative mode?
I never did. Now it's fouled towards the Arizona State dugout.
We tried once, could never get there.
Durberger truck did open up in retail row, starting the rivalry of Tomato Town and Durberger. Pitch outside.
Were you guys?
What side are you on?
Count.
Yeah, were you guys Team Tomato Town?
I'm a
or-
Durburger.
I'm a Tomato Town guy.
I was Team Tomato Town.
I had the tomato skin,
Okay.
tomato head. You know, Durberger was just never as appealing to me.
Wasn't there the Tomato Town Durburger event? Like the big team
There was a 50v50
50-50?
where you would try and destroy the other head. Infinity Blade.
Infinity Blade.
Sent high in the air towards Donovan Ford in center field. He's going to move up onto the CPAW logo and make the grab. 2 down in the inning. Compton will move to 1-4 on the day. So he's sent back to Spawn Island.
The shortstop, Matt King.
2 down, top of the 7th. Matt King is 1 for 3 today. Step in on Horst. Some action in the UC bullpen. Don't know if it's much. It's really taken into account they're throwing a football. It's a new one.
Got to stay warm somehow in season 7.
You remember toys were brought in season 5. One of them was football.
Do you guys remember the block?
I do remember the block. The block was never my favorite.
I appreciate the idea.
It was a good idea.
I don't think it.
Hit hard towards Ford in center field. He's backtracking towards the warning track. Gets under it to make the catch. Retires the side. Stretch time here in Cincinnati. Bearcats trail 6-3 in season 7 here from FORTNITE Night. peaceful music to start off the bottom half of season number 7. Sun Devils lead the Bearcats 6-3. UC Baseball Stadium. Christian Mitchell will step in for the Bearcats. Need to get some offense going. Get some more points to move up the leaderboard. To try and qualify for the FORTNITE World Cup. Mitchell, first pitch to him. It's across for a strike. Anesti, you pointed out something that was brought into the game during the break. You want to talk about that?
I mean, zip lines changed the way. I mean, you still use them today. So much fun to just kind of bounce around on them. Go up and down. Yeah.
Justin
Has a case of the giggles over there.
acting like him the age he was in season 7. Mitchell watches that go by. 1-1 count. Justin tried to get on TV during the break. It didn't quite happen. So I heard the...
Clarify, I didn't try. I was standing there, and Chris was zooming right in on me. I was just trying to warm up.
Swing and a miss from Mitchell. Caught the catcher in a weird spot. Quick break in the action. That was Briggs behind the plate. I was told that while Justin was on camera, the director said, and I quote, "Who is this guy?" So.
Dang, they're really doing me like that, huh? Disrespect.
Shout out Chris Pagan to our right, getting him on camera. You know, Chris got too good at his job. Now he has to do camera all the time. Pitch outside.
That's why you never try.
I mean,
Not what I meant to take away from that.
that is advice.
Kids, if
Not
you're
sure
listening,
if it's good, but
Don't try. Do the bare minimum.
Swing and a miss from Mitchell on the 3-2. He gets sent back to Spawn Island. 1 down in the inning. I'm scared to sit down again, if I'm being honest with you. It's so cold.
I'm freezing cold right now, but I am living life.
No, Chris did not wear shorts this time.
No, he actually dressed like appropriately for the weather.
That's impressive from him, for being honest. So
Maybe a first.
Cal Sefcik now in the box for the Bearcats. Long look in from Josh Butler on the mound. Pitch. It's a breaking ball. Goes across the zone for strike 1. Sefcik 0 for 3 in the night. Fly out, strike out, and line out. Butler winds the pitch, fouled on the left side. You know, some trash floating its way across the field. Windy night. Think of Junk Junction in that way. Pitch, low and away.
Some leftover mats.
That's a good way to put it. Now we're getting into the low 40s, potentially high 30s tonight. It's kind of fitting with it being in season 7 that we're really feeling the cold, you know.
Hopefully, season 8 warms up a little bit.
Tropical season.
Yes.
I don't like our chances. That's line down the left field line. It's going to get down for a hit. Cal Sefcik going to reach base for the first time tonight with a 1-out single. No thoughts from anyone on that 1-out single, but
You know, when I saw it, yes. When I saw it, now folks at home, I don't watch that much baseball, but that was definitely a good hit, I think.
I would agree. And I do watch some
I didn't ask
baseball.
for your opinion.
So Loudon Brooks,
Wow.
2 for 3 in the day. Runner on first, 1 out. Bearcats still trail by 3 in the bottom of the 7th. Season 7, the map is covered in snow. Planes are in addition. Watch for a high fly ball, so you can now fly through the map. Called overpowered by some. Others love them. Pitch gets away from Briggs behind the plate. Sefcik's going to advance to second.
When did Cuddle Team Leader get added?
That was a long time ago. That was one of the first skins in the item shop.
Was it actually?
Yeah, it was around season 3. Now there was other variants of it later on. You know, we were referring to the Bearcat as Meowsicles earlier.
Yes.
I just realized Meowsicles season 2 or chapter 2.
Yeah, that might be later.
It was
I
chapter 2, I believe, because it was when Deadpool.
Was that the Deadpool scene?
It was. Any thoughts?
I still like the.
I didn't play much of early Chapter 2.
I actually never played Chapter 2.
At all?
Yes.
I think I may have played a little bit of late Chapter 2, but
See, Chapter 2 was in the COVID era. I'm really surprised you all didn't play that.
I was on Warzone around that time.
Pitch from Butler's outside. 3-0 count to Brooks at the plate. Runner on second, one down. Brooks so far this year is batting .259 with runners in scoring position. Can he knock one in? Taking another point on the board for the Bearcats. Now it's going to go across the plate. 3-1 count to him now. Brooks surveys his bat. His pickaxe, as you would. Long look in from Butler. Looks back at second. He's going to deliver the pitch. The 3-1. Late called strike. Brooks thought he had it. Count's going to go full.
You know, a lot of full counts, a lot of full inventories.
Decent lead from Sefcik. The 3-2 misses high and out. Brooks is going to reach with a walk. Runners on first and second with one out. And Tommy O'Connor stepping in the box.
So if you could add any skin to Fortnite, any celebrity, who would it be?
That's a good question.
Or character?
Any celebrity or character?
You see, if you asked me a while ago, I would have said Peter Griffin, but he was added.
He is in the game.
The most disappointing thing of all time was that he was a Battle Pass skin.
Battle Pass.
As opposed to, you could have bought the chicken.
They are playing the actual event on the big board.
That's crazy.
The Travis Scott Fortnite event is being shown on the big board.
At risky risk.
Chris is getting it, and I hope that this makes the rollout of the ESPN Plus game. I really hope it does. See the entire dugout fixated on risky reels out in right center field where it's being shown. Do you guys remember the Wreck-It Ralph event?
No.
Wasn't much of an event, but Wreck-It Ralph was shown in Risky Reels around season 9.
Oh, I do know what you were talking about. Though.
Yeah.
There was also a Star Wars event that tied into the Rise of Skywalker.
And I know that the Star Wars event was really just a promo that they promoted.
It was just like the Emperor says, "I'm back," and people in Fortnite could hear it.
I do remember that the day that this event first occurred was the same day that the Bengals drafted Joe Burrow.
Really?
Huh. Wow.
This
How
was
does
the
time
2020
fly?
draft?
Yes.
Wow. That's kind of crazy.
Did you attend
The event or the draft?
the event?
I'm pretty sure I did watch the event live.
Sounds like he played Chapter 2.
I did not.
No, through a Twitch. I wasn't in. I was on a stream.
No, he's just backtracking again. He's
Once
backtracking again.
again.
There was no backtrack. I never said I watched it in game. I just watched it live.
It's okay.
Y'all just twist my words, man. I was locked in on the draft. I wasn't playing Fortnite. I had a Twitch stream up. Probably was Ali A.
Do we have a favorite event of all time, even outside of Chapter 1? Travis Scott can count. I always enjoyed the Marshmello, the original concert.
Oh, that was
a
cool.
favorite of mine.
What was the...
Ariana Grande had a concert way later on.
I mean, recently.
Which one did everyone get pulled into, like, the weird wormhole and then...
Pitch
like,
gets
the black
away
hole?
from Briggs. It's thrown down to second, trying to get Brooks. Not in time. Runners both advance.
Like, Fortnite was like a black hole for like 3 days? Which
That
one
was
that?
10, the end of 10.
That was 10? Okay. 'Cause I think that one, and then I just didn't play Chapter 2 after that, but...
Jonah Giblin on the mound for Arizona State. O'Connor gets a hold of that one but fouls it away. Good contact on that. 1-1 count. There's a quiet stance
Yeah,
in between pitches.
It is emptied out here.
I hope every single person can hear us discussing Fortnite.
You know, we're getting close to the final circle.
Final circle is inching towards us. O'Connor takes that strike. Umpires had a late strike call every single time with his
It's
motions.
just lagging.
He's on West servers tonight. Should be playing NA East. Never enjoyed whenever I'd have to do that. The pitch, the 1-2, misses outside 2-2 count. I did always have fun though, trying to.
We would log into the Oceania servers because
That's what I was about to say.
they had worse players, so
Yeah.
we try to win.
Have you ever played on a Switch server? You have a
I-
friend who's
I
on a
have,
Switch,
yeah.
and you're on.
Switch
Yeah.
lobbies
I've
are,
got a 24 bomb.
are something
2-2.
else.
Line down the right side, that's gonna get through. That's gonna score at least one. It makes its way to the wall. O'Connor goes into second. 2-run score. Tommy O'Connor with a 2-run double.
Hawk Tua.
Tommy O'Connor breaks his cold streak, and the Bearcats are within one.
The shortstop, Charlie Ehau.
So the tying run is in scoring position for the Bearcats. A laser to the right side of the field from Tommy O'Connor. Charlie Niehaus steps in, grounds that one up the middle, but it's going to be gathered by Walker, the second baseman, to retire him. Runner moves to third. That's O'Connor. 2 down in the inning.
Hey, you know, there's some life now.
Harrington Cross.
Exactly the guy you want up. With the tying run at third, go ahead run at the plate. Carrington Cross, only been on base one time tonight. He's 0 for 3. He did walk in his last plate appearance in season 6.
He's due. He's due for a big play here.
Big game.
Giblin looks in, check swing from Cross. Did he go? I'm going to say he did. A 1 count. Carrington Cross could be the best hitting chemical engineer in the nation.
Is he a chemical engineer?
He is.
Wow.
Grounded to the third baseman. Contreras got to throw all the way across the diamond. Carrington Cross beats the throw. It was one hop to the first baseman. Tobias pulled him off the bag enough for Cross to beat him back. And we got a tie ball game in Clifton.
Wow. Wow. Speechless.
Carrington clutch as they Congo through the dugout. That's a season 8 reference with Peely.
Hey, if there's only one person left on the squad, that's who I want it to be.
Carrington Cross posing as ninja for this squad tonight. I remember Booga, the Fortnite World Champion.
Honestly, probably one of the most clutch players.
Christian Mitchell, or Donovan Ford, is hit with the first pitch and sprints to first base. The Bearcats have life in the 7th.
He's lucky he had that extra shield they give you in no-build mode. Kind of tank that hit.
You know when you hit someone with a snipe and they immediately build a giant base and you're stunned? That's exactly what we just saw. Donovan Ford gets hit, doesn't even think about it, sprints to first base.
That's when I knew I had to start playing zero. Because I was.
You hit him with one shot and they build the Taj Mahal.
I had a one stare, and this guy had an entire city built. And yep, it's time to switch game modes.
Go ahead run at second. That's Carrington Cross. Donovan Ford's on first. Pitch gets away. The pitch to Landon Vitter. It gets away from Briggs, and both runs move into runner scoring position. You hear that? Footsteps.
I really thought that was like a horse-drawn carriage.
This is why you play with visual sound effects.
Yes.
Oh.
And I know, you know, Justin, I know we were talking about sometimes your hearing isn't the best.
Mhm.
Maybe you should try them out. It's visual sound effects.
Maybe I
Giblin.
do have them on, and I just don't realize anymore. I know I used to didn't. Maybe I did. I don't know, dude. I haven't played Fortnite in a while. It's been a minute.
Well, you might have to log on tonight.
Intentional walk to Landon Dedrick. The bases will be loaded with 2 down, and that's going to bring up Jack Natilli. Force out at any base.
Natilli's probably not the guy I want to bring up after an intentional walk. He can do damage.
It's 1 for 4 today. He does have an RBI on a ground out in the 6th. In the first inning, he did have a single. Bases are loaded. Full squad for the Bearcats. Giblin, first pitch, that misses low. 1-0 count to Natilli. The Bearcats have trailed all game from the opening inning. They've led a 4 spot on 4 straight RBI singles for Arizona State. Have not been able to build out of this hole ever since. Second pitch went across the plate, making it 1-1. Tilly steps back into the box. Awaits the pitch from Giblin. Giblin came in today with a 3.25 ERA. The 1-1 misses low. 2-1 count to Natilli.
Boy, oh boy, is it chilly.
High pressure situation for Giblin. Final storm approaches. The pitch to Natilli. That misses low. 3-1 count to Jack Natilli. The bases are loaded. Giblin has to find the zone. A ball will result in Carrington Cross coming across the plate as the go-ahead run.
I mean, what an epic situation here for these squad qualifiers. Tied in elims.
The 3-1 goes just across the outside part of the plate.
Another really late call. Honestly, umpire does need to switch his servers.
3-2 count to Natilli, 2 down in the inning. Runners will be moving on the pitch. Giblin sets. Natilli awaits the pitch, fouled off of him. Natilli took that one up near the hands. We're going to see what they rolled at. Hit by pitch, Natilli's going to take first, and Carrington Cross is going to score. The initial ruling on the field from the home plate umpire is a hit by pitch. Arizona State's manager is out to discuss it immediately. Tough to tell from our angle, but a free base for the Bearcats for the moment results in a run.
This could be a turning point right here. Like getting a supply drop, you know, last couple of seconds.
Out of heels, the supply drop gives you some really nice
A real
options.
deus ex machina, if you will.
Huh?
The classic literature trope.
Review will be called. We're going to head into replay mode. Try and sort out whether or not it was hit by pitch or a foul ball. Risky reel showing the replay. Tough to tell from
Justin
how far
is
away we
staring
are.
into my eyes right now.
I haven't blinked.
See
either.
what we can see. Tough to tell at full speed. I don't know what's going on between the two of you that I'm right in the middle of, but
We're having a bit of a moment.
He was saying he's talking about some literature. I didn't understand.
so tough to tell. The call on the field was a hit by pitch, which is huge for this Bearcats team. It's got to be inconclusive for it to be turned around. Taking a long look in the replay center. Remember that replay is delete at the end of the season unless they were saved. Just remember that.
You know, shout out to all the fans who stayed, who are still here. A lot of NPCs have exited the server, but
These are the true FORTNITE players.
Hit by pitch is the call, and the Bearcats lead the Sun Devils 7-6.
wow.
What a break for the Cats. Christian Mitchell will still have them loaded with 2 down. A chance for the Bearcats to potentially blow this one open. Mitchell so far today is 1 for 4. A single and an RBI in the first. He's been held off the base pass since. Big swing and a miss on the first pitch. He'll be in an 0-1 hole.
Yeah, he really wanted that. Just, I think his eyes lit up, jumped at that one a little early.
Didn't hear a FORTNITE reference in that one. I was shocked.
I'm a little cold.
Kivlin, the 0-1, goes
Season
across the
7 has
outside
gone
part.
on a long time.
Yeah, Season 7 really has dragged, it feels like.
0-2 count to Christian Mitchell, 2 down, bases loaded. The Cats lead by 1. Bottom of the 7th. Giblin sets on the mound. The pitch in the dirt, good stop by Briggs. We've seen a couple get past him in this inning alone. A 1-2 to Mitchell. Mitchell's batting .250 with the bases juiced so far this season. Ford's the runner on third. Giblin, long look in at Mitchell. The pitch in the dirt. Briggs stops it again. 2-2 count. Two. Giblin kicks, delivers. Sent high in the air, down the left field line. It's going to go just out of play into the Bearcat bullpen. Clear the Bearcat bullpen. I did not realize he got a hold of that ball that much.
Yeah, right onto the soccer fields.
Not quite the ones outside of Tilted Towers, but
You ever go and just play soccer around?
not. 2-2. Mitchell lines it towards center field. Jackson moving back on it. He's going to get underneath it. That'll end the inning. The Bearcats, though, do damage. Put up a 4 spot in Season 7. We will head to Season 8. It's getting a little tropical here. The Bearcats lead 7-6.
Back now for Season 8 on the map. On the mound for the Bearcats is Hudson Johnson facing Isaiah Jackson. He's 1 for 3 on the day. The Bearcats stormed back and took the Elam lead. It's a bottom half of Season 7, and now I believe there's a volcano on the map.
Yeah, a real tropical season.
Jackson got a hold of one into the warning track. Underneath it is Dedrick. like a lot happened in Season 8.
If I recall, there was the Fire King. He was
I believe,
melted
the
out
Fire
of
King.
out of the ice.
Was this Pirate Cove?
It might be.
And no more Lazy Links, I believe.
It was Pirate Cove.
Pirate Cove
What did I
this
miss?
season. A volcano sprouted up, and there's pirates now.
Cannons.
There are cannons.
Oh yeah, so you could launch yourself.
Vu 3 for 3. Hudson got the first one, and Jackson down quickly. Vu's going to be a tougher out. Singled all 3 times. Now with the lead, Johnson needs to be surgical with his pitches, so 1-1 count to Vu.
Now, who is in this battle pass?
I don't remember the Season 8 pass. I know we mentioned the Fire King before you got over here. But other than that,
I'm so cold I hit the wrong season. Oh my god. You know who was in this pass? The most iconic Fortnite skin of all time.
Who are you referring to?
yeah, who you're referring to?
Peely.
This was
Peely's
the
in this
Peely's-
pass.
Peely was in this pass.
Wow.
Fouled back out of the stadium.
This was the Peely pass, as you would say.
Now, what is your favorite?
Did this one have the lizard?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it did have the lizard and the pirate guy. Okay.
What is your favorite version of Peely?
Now I remember this pass.
I like the original Peely.
I do like the original Peely.
Ancient Peely came in Chapter 2, which was pretty good.
Vu stays alive, fouls back again. It's a 1-2 count. There's Peely. Tier 47. The 1-2. Vu grounds up. Niehaus makes the play over it short over O'Connor. Gets him at first. 2 down quickly here in Season 8 for Hudson Johnson.
No, Lux was not my favorite Tier 100 skin, if I'm being honest with you.
Forgettable Tier
I
100
think there are
skin.
much better.
Yeah.
Who is the Season 7 final skin?
Season 7,
Yes.
Ice King.
Oh, yes. Yes.
One of the better ones, in my opinion.
I did like the ice.
I still love that back bling.
What was the back?
It was the cape.
Is that the cape? Yeah.
It was the cape with the smoke. It had different colors as well. You had to earn them, but
Did you earn them?
I did. You know what I did not earn, though? All of the colors on Omega.
Yes.
I did for Carbide, the original, but Omega never did. And
You know what I haven't earned? The respect of my parents.
you've got some deep moments tonight.
You really have. Fortnite has made you really think about your life.
You know how at the end of Fortnite they show your stats?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know what my stats of Fortnite are. Like, when my life ends. Like, I want a screen to flash up and say, like, 30
Ooh.
hours on Fortnite.
Pinch hitter Cromwick gets into one. Center field, Ford's underneath it. That'll retire the Sun Devils in Season 8. All right, back to
How many
you,
hours do you think you guys have on Fortnite?
I mean, I can check.
Yeah, but
I don't want to know that number, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest
I
with you.
actually probably don't want to know, but I could know if I wanted to.
I spent a lot of time on this game.
now,
Out of the 3 of us, who do we think has the most hours?
Aidan.
Yeah,
You think?
probably. Like, I'll admit it, probably.
You probably do. That does take us to a break, though. Sun Devils will be back in the field for the bottom half of Season 8, and the Bearcats maybe try to look to extend their lead up 6-7 or 7-6. I'm starting to get very cold. To break. Bottom half of Season 8 due up now as the Bearcats lead 7-6. Can potentially extend their lead and make it a slight bit of an easier 9th season. Up first is going to be Cal Sepsic. Sepsic, he's 1 for 4 on the day, singled back in Season 7.
You know what I'm waiting on? And
Ooh, Sepsic digs into one. Liner in the center field.
No.
Jackson misread it. Gets to the wall. Sepsic at 2. Going for 3. The throw's not even in. And they'll hold him at 3 to miss the row. Could have gone.
oh baby, a triple!
I
MLG.
like that. MLG reference.
Been waiting for a triple all day.
The second baseman.
Sepsic just whined that one. Now the Bearcats, the quick runners in runner in scoring position, no one out.
Nice moves there.
Glad to see the
Had class with him
crowd get
last
into it.
semester, so.
Huh?
The more you know.
No, what I was gonna say was this could have gone without my knowledge that it occurred. I'm still waiting on the LeBron skin. Does it exist?
Yes.
Without my knowledge, it's my fault.
He has a Space Jam skin and a
That explains it.
yeah.
My fault.
You know, the last time I was at a baseball game, a UC baseball game, was actually 2 weeks ago. Do you know what another word for 2 weeks is?
What?
FORTNITE.
Oh my goodness.
Insane reference.
A FORTNITE reference in the dictionary.
Pinch runner for Sepsic. It's now Pitts on third. Brooks at the plate. Takes the first one for a ball. He's 2 for 3 today. Singled back in Season 3 and Season 5. Walked in Season 7. Jonah Giblin gave up 4 runs just last season.
You know, guys, this has been one of our most creative ideas that we've ever had at Bearcast.
I think we need to keep the
The
theme.
FORTNITE broadcast.
At least like one funny themed broadcast a year. Ooh, Brooks got into one. Nice play over there at short. Matt King with the infield in. Was able to save that from finding left field and scoring Pitts. One down for Giblin. He'll face Tommy O'Connor. 2 RBI double back in Season 7. And it looks like Giblin may get vaulted. Dev's coming out, evaluating his performance, and he will be vaulted. Only available in creative now, as we'll get a new pitcher on the mound.
You know, this was the season of fish sticks.
Another classic skin.
Absolutely classic.
I wore that skin for a long time.
One of my
actually.
favorites, fish sticks.
I have clips on my phone, I think, of me in that skin.
You know, we were on a fairly decent pace for a college baseball game, but I could already tell that this last inning season or so, well, it's going to be season and a half, is going to be a classic college baseball game, which is unfortunate. But
With the cold, it's a slight bit unfortunate, yeah.
you know, this is up there right now with one of the colder games that we've called so far this year.
This is probably the second coldest game I've ever done in my life.
Me and old Christian Pagan right there might have a argument for that Louisville game we did not that long ago.
How cold was that?
Mid-30s.
You know the Akron game me and Chase did last year with the iconic picture?
Oh, yeah.
That got under 20.
Yeah.
I think that's the coldest
Northern
broadcast I've ever done.
Northern Illinois last year to kick off the year in the rain was 20.
Rain is no fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it
we
was
didn't
blowing
have-
in at us.
We didn't
Which-
have rain, but man, we got sub-20s.
You know, we're going to need to have a discussion about rain from now on, too, with where we've
I
moved.
think they could get us an umbrella. Or like a 10.
Fiend, I don't remember being a Fortnite song, but
I do not either. But Travis, you know, I'm willing to look past.
New pitcher, Sean Fitzpatrick, into the game. Still up to face O'Connor. O'Connor 1 for 3, again with that 2 RBI double back in season 7. Can get hits in from third and extend the Bearcats' lead. Really, anything to the outfield should do it.
it's an interesting delivery from Fitzpatrick. Kind of hesitates on the mound.
He's only pitched 9 innings on the year, 9 seasons.
He's got a long stride. It's like he's almost sliding down the mountain. Trying to avoid.
Impulsive.
Well, I think he's trying to avoid fall damage. That's why he's trying to slide down the mountain.
2-0 for O'Connor. Gets into one, fouled down the third base line. Two one. Fitzpatrick kicks, delivers. O'Connor watches that one. In for a strike. Evens up the count at 2s.
This is one of those games that gets almost laughably quiet when no one's talking. It's cleared out.
It's just the OGs left in the lobby now. I mean, everyone else is cleared out of the map.
You know, I would love to see a Lingan Guli overtake this stadium. For those who don't know at home.
I'm more waiting for a Bombadillo Crocodilo to fly over us.
I'm more of a tong 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 sahur.
Full count to Tommy O'Connor. Takes a swing, gets it past the infield. Walker dive isn't enough to get there. Jackson gets into center. Another bad throw. O'Connor doesn't advance, will stay at first, but he gets the runner in. Hits, scores, and the Bearcats extend their lead 8-6.
And speaking of tong 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 sahur, man, did number 14 bat like him. Number 14 being Dedrick.
That was Tommy O'Connor, in
That is
fact, who got
Tommy
the hit,
O'Connor.
number 44.
Oh,
But I was not going to correct you because Tommy O'Connor has truly broken his
hey, Tommy.
cold
if
stride
you-
here.
If you watch this, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Pitching change for Arizona State. We're going to go to break.
lingangu, lingangu, guli guli, waka, lingangu, 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 guli guli, waka, guli guli, waka.
And we are back. Up at the plate, pitching, is Wyatt Halverson. And coming up to bat is Niehaus. Niehaus averages .286. Oh, and here we go. Get ready for the pitch. Oh, and he's stealing the plate.
Tommy O'Connor.
Yeah.
What a steal on that one. You hear him running in the background. Some footsteps.
Well, it's 1 ball and 0 strikes. Well, got to make sure Tommy isn't stealing another one. One out. And we're just waiting here. Oh, he goes in for that partial. Gets called for a strike. It's a 1-1 count, as they say. This is Charlie Niehaus, by the way, is the one batting. Another ball. It is a 2-1 count. Oh, he fouls it. It's going to be 2-2. I guess my co-hosts are just sitting in silence.
No, I'm just waiting for stuff to happen.
I'm just cold.
Halverson waiting the pitch. And another ball. 3-2.
Apologize for the Taco Bell.
I actually could not hear. Oh, and another ball. Niehaus walks. And the pitching struggles continue for Arizona State.
I really hope that Halverson does not get vaulted soon. I would love for Cincinnati to just end this season pretty quickly so we can get out of here with how chilly it is. You know, it's been pretty rough.
You know, in Cincy, we love our chili, but not this kind.
Coming to the ballpark tomorrow. Skyline Chili Conies.
Ooh, really?
Will be introduced tomorrow for the first time at UC Baseball Stadium.
I'm going to have to get one. I'll be here tomorrow.
Hope it's a warmer day tomorrow.
All
It's
right.
supposed to be in the 50s.
Up at bat, Carrington Cross. Swings at it, strikes.
You know, Carrington Cross really felt like the Tier 100 skin for the Bearcats squad this year.
He's playing like it.
Those numbers so impressively high.
Hard scoping second.
We
Here's
desperately
Halverson.
need to vault throwing back to the bases. Or just at least limit how many of those you have in your inventory.
Carrington hits it. And he's home. Connor's home. And somebody's at third. I think it's. Jeez. Oh, it's Niehaus. Yeah. Oh, and Cross is at first.
RBI single for Carrington
Does someone
Cross.
want to take over?
The Bearcats lead 9-6.
I can go back if you want. I have warmed up now. 9-6, 1 down. Cross on first, Niehaus on third. It's going to be Donovan Ford up to bat. We can get some W's in the chat for Anesti taking over that play-by-play.
Yeah, I'm here just because I like Fortnite.
Ford 0 for 3 on the day.
Dino Terrace still wants to play.
What's your gamer tag, Dino Terrace? Ford was hit by a pitch last time up in Season 7. Facing an 0-1 count now for Halverson. Shows bunt. Evens up the count at ones. Halverson has thrown 15 seasons on the year. Elim to 22. Ford facing a 1-1 count. See if he can extend the Bearcats' lead. Infield in. Ford watches that one for ball 2.
We have a fan next to us that realizes that it's season 8 and he's shouting out Peely.
He's up with the times. He knows the seasons. Really starting to get chilly now on the map.
I'm ready for Season 9.
I agree with that sentiment. Ford watches ball 3. 3-1 count for Donovan Ford.
I think we're all ready for season X.
That's slang for 10. Chat.
And by 10, I'm in the inside after this game.
43 and mostly cloudy now in Cincinnati. Ford fouls that one back and stays alive. Full count.
Headshot.
There's a freeze warning until tomorrow morning at 5 a.m., and we are out here calling the UC Baseball Fortnite game. Full count to Ford. Halverson with 1 down and runners on the corners, and he goes back to first.
Sorry, I felt like that described the moment pretty well there.
Yeah, a real.
Ford swings and gets that one in the left field. Niehaus will score. Cross to second. Ford with his first hit of the day. Extends the Bearcats' lead up to 4 runs. It's 10-6 here in Season 8. Still only 1 down. With Dedrick up to bat. 1 for 2 on the day. Has walked 3 seasons.
I see some emoting over there in the dugout.
Do love the remotes.
Halverson delivers that one low for a ball.
The name Halverson reminds me of a good friend of ours from the basketball team. None other than Halveen.
Ah, French Bearcat.
Love Bearcat.
Lay Bearcat.
1-0 for Dedrick, make that 2-0. Low in the zone again. Alvin, one of my favorite Bearcats this past season.
Right behind Josh Reed.
Not exactly the order I would have it in. Dedrick watches a strike that time.
You mean you'd have Josh Reed higher on your list?
You actually have Josh Reed twice.
I would reorder a couple things in that list personally.
Big loss that he's transferring.
Huge loss.
Dedrick watches strike 2. It's evens now. We'll see where he riffs to. I mean, he's from Atlanta. Maybe he riffs back home, back to his spawn island. Halverson delivers. Dedrick watches. It's another full count. Season 8 has seemingly been going on forever.
Season 8 did kind of drag on. They were waiting for that update. It just never came. They're still waiting to patch it to the last second.
Ford takes second, Cross takes third, Dedrick on first, and we'll get, looks like, another pitching change as Halverson may be vaulted. Halverson's still in the game. He wasn't vaulted. They were just doing a performance evaluation.
Trying to buff him.
He's reloading.
He was reloading. It was a healing circle.
Boxed up.
Used some chug splooshes in that moment.
Jack Natilli at the plate. 2 RBIs on the day for him. Was struck by a pitch back in season 7. Which was just 1 season ago, but it feels so long as Natilli whiffs, takes a big swing there. Halverson delivers that one for a ball, evens up the count at 1s. One down, bases loaded for Wyatt Halverson. Fouled down the third base line, right into the wall underneath the Kansas State flag. It's a 1-2 count for Natilli. Swings and misses at that one. He's back to the lobby. 2 down now for Arizona State. Christian Mitchell now at home plate. 1 for 5 on the day. His only hit coming back in season 1. It's an RBI single. Showed bunt, took that one for a ball. One-0 count. Halverson gets Mitchell to bite at that one. Tip that, doesn't matter, it's strike 1. The 1-1. Mitchell shows bunt, watches that one in for a strike.
Now, I feel like there should have been some FORTNITE uniforms. I don't know if we've already talked about that, but
I think that could have been cool. Some alternates.
yeah.
Mitchell digs into that one to short, fumbled it over to first, and he beats it out. And RBI for Christian Mitchell in season 8, and it continues.
Season 8 just refuses to end. I mean, we're really dragging this volcano event.
Pitts up to bat now. Pinch ran earlier for Cal Sepsic. Coincidentally, that was this season where that happened.
Batted around.
Takes a swing at that one, hits it high, deep to left, back at the wall, and the warning track, it's caught. And that'll do it for the lengthy but eventful Season 8. The Bearcats extend their lead 11-6 as we'll return now for Season 9.
Season 9. The Bearcats lead 11-6 in Season 9. What we hope is the end. We have fans on each other's shoulders.
I believe it's called the chicken jockey.
Walked right into that one. It's a cold one in Clifton, Season 9, the apocalypse season after the volcano erupted. Peely was turned into a smoothie. Jonesy had a beard, as long as you could think. 0-1 count to Kyle Walker. Swing, and that one's fouled off. Hudson Johnson stays in the game for the Bearcats. Walker's 1 for 4 on the night. Single and an RBI in his last plate appearance in the 6th. Stands fairly empty. We've also been told that the ESPN broadcast just started talking about cranking 90s. They are 9 innings too late. We've been talking about the entire game.
I mean, we were cranking 90s back when Builder Pro was introduced. Like, that was a long time ago.
Johnson kicks the pitch, fouled off into the construction zone. Sounds like it might have had a headshot. You ever had a moment where you're going for a snipe on one guy and you end up hitting a different one?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's what that feels like to
That
me.
has happened.
1-2 count to Walker. The pitch from Johnson. Grounded to Carrington, cross at third. Throws across the diamond. Slide into first, but it can't be corralled by Tommy O'Connor. Walker's going to reach to start off Season 9.
I mean, what a battle this has been. Just like the mech versus the monster. It's been something to watch.
Happened in Season 9.
That was Season 9?
Such a genuine reaction. Johnson, the first pitch to Hairston.
Sometimes the later seasons get mixed up for me in Chapter 1.
9 and 10 are kind of a blur.
10 had the wind tunnels.
That was 9.
That was 9?
Now, when was the mass on the unvaulting of the drum gun? Where, like,
I actually believe that was 8.
That was 8.
Yeah, because it was when Luke Lake.
Luke.
That's what it drained in the middle. 1-2 count now to Hairston. Battle bus just flew past us.
You thank the bus driver.
Fouled towards the concessions. Weird bounce. Back onto the field. It's like when a grenade just bounces out of the build you're trying to take out.
Oh, I know exactly. And right back to you, you know?
Right back in your hands. Still 1-2 to Hairston. Johnson looks over at first. The pitch. Fouled in the exact same spot. Almost the exact same bounce.
On the roof.
Looked like it caught.
It's stuck on the roof.
I can't tell what that says on the roof.
It's supposed to be
but-
refreshments minus the M. That is somehow gone. It's refresh-ents.
Somebody must have looted it from Matt.
Can never have enough metal. This is outside. 2-2.
Especially with vending machines.
Good point.
Trade in your mats.
Did you prefer vending machines when it was used for mats and it would stay and you could use them as many times as you want, or when the item was free but it would disappear?
I liked the free item.
I like
Disappear.
mats.
Skied towards the dugout. Cross runs after it. Out of play. Almost took out the Arizona State student radio all the way over there.
Props to them for being here this long as well, because they're probably not used to the cold
I was thinking that earlier.
of Southern Ohio.
I'd love to know where they're from. This is not.
Paradise Palms.
Yeah, virtually, yeah. This is not Tempe, Arizona weather. Johnson. Long look over at first. Kicks the pitch. High and outside. Count will go full. As this game continues to go on, we're past the 3.5-hour mark. The Reds started 40 minutes after us and has been done for a good 40 minutes. Did actually pick up the win against the Pirates. Johnson. Inside, that's going to walk him. Because, of course, it does. And 2 on now. Nobody out. And Jordan Bischel is heading to the mound. Pitching change for the Bearcats. They still lead 11-6. 9th inning. We'll be back. Brandon Shire on the mound for the Bearcats. Justin, it might please you to know that you were not the only one to get Centelled tonight. I'm being told from Chris Pagan that my friend Zach Siegel also said on the ESPN broadcast that Zach Campbell was banned. So he also took the bait. And apparently right as he said it, he was told in his ear that it was incorrect news. But anyway, 2 on, nobody out. Runners on first and second for Arizona State. They trail by 5. Top of the 9th inning, season 9 from Fortnite night. First pitch from Shire, misses outside, 1-0 count. Contreras in for the Sun Devils. 0 for 4 on the night, batting .305. Anesti, you want to try to pronounce his first name for me?
I was going to say...
Fouls off that one, 0-1. Nua?
Yeah.
Let's see if it's in here.
I think it's just new.
I do not see a pronunciation guide. Oh, maybe on the back? No. Well, we'll go with new. New Contreras. I've been scared to say it and try it all game, if I'm being honest. Sends that one right over our heads. I'm making that play.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're bound to catch one in this spot.
There will be one, I think, by the end of the season over here.
Shire, long look in. Kicks the pitch, misses outside. 2-2 count. Runner still on first and second. Nobody out. Bearcats didn't have the start to Big 12 play that they would have liked. 2-2 misses outside, 3-2. Trying to inch their way up as the season goes along. Some big wins at Texas Tech. Shire sets on the mound, 3-2 count. Kicks, delivers, fouled off. Do 3-2 again. You know, you brought up how cold the Arizona State guys must be. I really do gotta wonder if there's someone in the dugout for Arizona State that's only played in Arizona.
Well, it probably is.
And now is
curled
sitting,
up, a couple blankets.
swing and a miss. Breaking ball on the other plate. Made him spin around like he was in a baller. We didn't bring up ballers.
What season were they?
Actually, that was season 8. Or would it have been season 7?
For some reason, 8 sounds more right.
I know they were in season 8, because season 8,
I remember doing it on like a greener map as opposed to a.
I want to say they were in 9, though. Tobias in the box now for Arizona
They
State.
might have been around for multiple seasons.
Were they a season 6?
I think that's early.
No.
I don't think I ever went in the
See,
Loot Lake Hurricane with a volcano or with a baller.
I remember being in the snow with the baller, though.
Then it could be. It could be so. I trust your judgment.
The Fortnite World Cup was in season 9. Which they were in for that, and that was controversial at the moment. Tobias sends that high. Down the left field line, it's going to go foul. It's going to take out another refreshment sign. You know, I've never been at a game where they're already cleaning up the stands while the game is going on.
Just tells you how long these couple seasons have dragged on.
9 hours and about across the 9 hour 40 minute. 9 hours, 4 hour, 3 hour. Oh my God, I can't think of anything right now.
9 hours.
3 hours and 40 minute mark. Another
9
headshot.
seasons.
They're playing that headshot sound effect whenever there's a foul ball that goes out of the stadium, but I'm really concerned about those that go in that area because they could actually take someone out that's casually walking by.
200 pumped.
1-2 count to Tobias. Gets a hold of that one, sends it down the left field line. Will it be fair?
Yeah.
They're rolling it fair. It's going to go into the Bearcats bullpen. That's going to score 1 and put a runner at third. Ground rule double. Brings in another run. It's 11-7. Oh my goodness, this has been a long and cold game.
The designated hitter, Brandon Compton.
Two runners in scoring position. Sun Devils trail by 4. Bearcats try and close it out here on Fortnite night. This has been a fun game.
It has.
That we've done.
We are really in the final circle.
We truly are. You know,
We've rotated all the way across the map.
Where did we land at? Did we?
I want to say that we landed at Wailing Woods.
Oh no, I thought it was Pleasant, perhaps.
We brought up Salty
We did
pretty
bring up
early.
Salty.
We worked our way to Tilted.
We did. We got through Tilted. We survived Tilted.
We did survive Tilted. We went to Loot Lake. We mentioned Anarchy and Fatal. Then we brought
Greasy and Tomato.
Greasy Tomato.
We were, yeah.
Risky.
Is there any locations we haven't brought up? Swing and a miss on that
Haunted.
one.
Lucky
We
Landing.
didn't. Lucky Landing. We brought up Snobby.
Haunted Hills.
Haunted wasn't brought up. Brought up risky reels a couple
Shifty
times.
shafts was not brought up.
No
Shifty
shiftiness.
was not brought up.
That feels like a big miss.
That's right. I used to
Retail was really never brought up. We might have brought it up once.
Maybe once. I think we mentioned the Durburger cart opened up in retail.
Yeah, we didn't mention much about retail though.
That is
Yeah.
true. Where you all land in retail? I'd go left side shops.
I went to the little neighborhood.
Yeah, I liked the house closest to the left side shops down low.
I'd go left side shops right.
Oh yeah. Shire paints the outside corner, gets him looking. 2 down in the inning, and the final zone has approached Arizona State.
You know, we're at the point it's starting to move.
It's gonna be a heel off, it looks like.
Let's see who has a better inventory. Let's say who's better prepared.
Bearcats have the advantage right now. Still a 4-run lead. The go-ahead run is on deck. Or not the go-ahead, the tying run's on deck, rather. Shire, long look in. And Matt King. Matt King, the Snobby Shores native, stands in the last out of the game for the Sun Devils. Shire steps back in with a 0-1 lead in the count. Shire kicks, delivers. King watches it go by on the outside corner. They're down to their last strike.
They're almost out of ammo.
Trying to pop a mini, as you might hear behind us. Just gets it off. Shire on the mound. Looks in, 0-2 count to King. Shire kicks, delivers. Check swing, did he go? Not even a check for it. Say he did not. 1-2 count. One, 2 to King. Shire tries to close this out for the Bearcats. The pitch sit right at us over our heads. That one's gonna hurt. Count remains at 1-2. Final zone on us at Fortnite night. The pitch outside. You know, Anesti, you brought it up in the first inning, or I guess I brought it up in the pregame. But remember,
Go on.
everyone always gets sent back to the lobby.
Everybody. Every single player.
Shire can end it. It's outside. 3-2. Full count. 2 outs. Game on the line.
Just need to hit your snipe. All it takes is one.
Takes 1 shot. 1 shot to end the game. Shire sets, kicks the pitch, grounded towards the right side. Brooks moves over, bobbles it, gets the throw. Is it in time? It is. Ball game, and this one belongs to the Bearcats.
Victory Royale.
The victory.
Victory Royale to the Bearcats.
What?
Vic Roy to the
victory
Bearcats.
crown.
Bearcats take the
theirs.
Victory Royale and cap off Fortnite night with a win. Fellas, it's been a fun one.
What a night. Fortnite, cold, 9 seasons. It's been fun.
Yeah, I had a great time. Thank you for having me. I love this trio is great.
You know, and we'll head back to the lobby now.
I think that's the plan.
Bearcats win 11-7 here on Bearcat Sports Radio.